I know my destiny. the arena. You guys are watching Open Challenges South Asia. Today we have Militant Esports taking on Reckoning. Ooh, and Flappin, he brings the guns out.
Oh my
Dual
god.
wielding revolvers, and he's not just shooting at his opponents, he's styling on them. You go, cowboy.
My man just pulled off an insane dance too. This has to be the best entrance yet in the whole region of Pacific. It has to be.
Nah, I think Paradox's entrance yesterday
Hey,
was even
those
better.
are quirky. Those are quirky, but not as animated as Flappin was.
Oh, okay, yeah, understandable. Yeah, Paradox has that sense of humor to him. Sometimes he brings bananas out when he's up against OG. Yesterday he brought out the beaker against Velocity. But yeah, I will agree with that. Flappin is a lot more animated. He's a lot more flamboyant as compared to someone like Paradox. Paradox has that sense of humor, you know. He's gonna... Okay, they're also cooking something.
When Cummins, haha, called it. Never mind. It's just outside of the game because hey, the odds are stacked against Team MLT. So yeah, it's better you win out on the walkouts. We'll face it. Reckoning would be like, yeah, you win here. We'll see what happens inside the game because that's where we will win.
Chris has these glasses. Okay, I think I'll pull out my pair of sunglasses too. They're much cooler than the ones he's wearing, to be honest. That being said, we're talking about how animated these players are, and Flappin has been one of those amazing dancers, you know. I mean, even if he's not walking out, the moment you see him on camera, even in the middle of a game, he's gonna do some gesture. He's gonna make some entrance, or maybe a little wave, if it's as simple as that. He will always try to keep things fresh that way. So I love Flappin for all of that. Unfortunately, when Poya walked out, he also did the finger guns, but Flappin had the actual toy guns, you know, with him. Like a double sheriff loadout for him.
Better prep in terms of walkouts by Reckoning. I'd give it to them because you see how they've used the props, right? They were guns. Even they had cool shades available. I like them. I definitely like them. So in terms of prep of walking out, hey, kudos to Team Reckoning over there. And I just love Flappin. I just loved his walkout and I'd like to see more of him. So better Team Reckoning qualify, guys, so that we can see more of you in the playoffs.
Okay. I mean, see, given the chance that Reckoning has today, they can pad up their stats. Militant has been, let's just say they've not been having a gala time in this tournament. They haven't won a single game yet. They won one map against Revenant, and that was on split. So somehow the win condition for these guys today is to get split on board, but knowing Reckoning, they most likely will ban it. So what are the other options that they have? Militant are slightly good on Pearl. They're okay-ish on Haven. I don't even know if Haven will be in the mix. I'm assuming Reckoning probably don't want to play it. They don't want to give them a fair chance. So a Lotus, perhaps? We'll jump into the map features soon enough, but the overall storyline over here is, even if Militant wins, their chances of going into the playoffs are next to 0. So right now, they have nothing to lose. They just want to save their face. They want to go out a little gracefully. Reckoning, on the other hand, have some really difficult matches ahead of them, especially against teams like Revenant and Velocity. So if they want to secure their playoff spot, they must win today's match because there's no guarantee of them winning the next few matches they have.
And as you correctly pointed out, split is something that Reckoning are avoiding. And MLT, they run to the map of Pearl. And this could be because you have Cortez who plays Harbor. And Harbor is a very powerful agent on the map of Pearl. So that could be one of the reasons. But Reckoning, they go default. They say, yeah, Ascent is our choice of map. And that's where we'll start off with.
I kind of feel like on a map like Ascent, no team really has an advantage of sorts. Even Militant can make a comeback on that game. So Ascent is kind of like neutral ground. At least in this particular tournament, we haven't seen any single team which guarantees themselves the map of Ascent. You know, it's always been 50-50. The decider map is bind.
That's interesting. Yoru maybe, if you go there? I just always hope.
You know what? We might just get to see it if we get to that point at all.
That's the exact same thing you said yesterday. We might see Paradox playing Yoruba. It just never happens, I'd say. South Asia, not a region that experiments a lot around in terms of composition, I'd say.
Only Reckoning does. And maybe to some extent True Rippers.
Okay, so I really hope that this goes to a 3-mapper and both these teams win their map picks. But for MLT to do that, it'll be a very, very difficult task. And let's have a look at the agent selects as well for this first map of Pearl. We might see Squads going in with the Harbor. He is yet to lock it out. Deadly, no surprises there. Goes with the Jet. Bad Love has the Viper. Hoya on the other hand is gonna go with the Killjoy. And Flabin this time around has an Astra. Harsh with a Gecko. Alright, and Trist with a KO. So it is a single controller composition coming in from Reckoning, but MLT is ready with their double controller setup. And in terms of composition, I'd say MLT just might have that little edge. But what can Harsh do with the Gecko is something I'm very excited to see.
Exactly. This is a very Navi-esque comp. I think the only team who's been comfortable experimenting with the Gecko on Pearl has been Navi and to some extent Giants. At least that's what I'm aware of so far. But this is quite a setup shake from Reckoning, you know. Up until now, they have been very comfortable with the Harbor, and I fully expected a Harbor versus Harbor game going into Pearl. But with them switching up in terms of Gecko, I'm actually looking forward to this one. We've seen Gecko 2 times in Split 2 so far. This is the 3rd game of Gecko.
Caution.
And the teams rocking Gecko haven't won yet.
That's another storyline. It's unrelated to the fact. But we start off 0 points being thrown towards B, and at this point, Trish doesn't really see anyone. But there's no aggression towards A main either. I mean, Reckoning are just going to play on the back of this KJ setup. They have an alarm bot towards Art, which will be triggered soon enough. But I don't think they need to wait for the alarm bot trigger to figure out that Militant are heading over here. So High Tide has already been thrown in. And Hoya survives that encounter. He's repositioning. Wow, I don't think they will expect him to be in this corner. He might just catch Battle of off guard. The smoke's about to fade any time. If he can deny the plant, it would be wonderful. But his position's given away. He's still juggling in and out of that smoke. This is so risky. And Twist tries to make the same risky move, but he gets his head taken off.
But look at this. The side of Reckoning is coming in all through flanks. Bad Love is able to catch one, but Flavin instantly trades out Cortez on the other side. Bad Love, good for the second one too, but here comes the flank. And is it planted for Art? It is. So let's see, Harsh, does he have the wingman? Of course he does. And now they'll just have to fight it. Harsh gets one. The trade is there with Deadly. And the little wingman comes in handy because the defuse will be stuck as Reckoning win their very first pistol round.
There was quite a lot of scuffle over there or not. With Militant also trying to take post-plant positions over there and Reckoning already coming in. The only reason they got to encroach onto Art in the first place is because Trist already made his move trying to deny a kill in the cove. And as soon as he died, Militant figured out that, yeah, maybe Art isn't going to be contested that heavily. We came in from there, nobody rotated via that place, and nobody else is coming there too. So you can take post-plants over there. But what they did not account for was all their players towards the rest of the side dying so quickly.
Oh, let's see though. This is a sort of a bonus round being played by them. Reckoning this, it is a very interesting guy. I'd say Deadly and Boya both just playing on Ghosts. And Flavin, Harsh and Trist will play with Spectres. But MLT, they sort of forced to. They have all these sheriffs available. And I think since they got the spike down, were able to get 3 frags as well, it won't hurt their economy a lot.
Yeah,
this makes a lot more sense for Team MLT to invest in sheriffs. But will these sheriffs chime in? I do see Knight Rider has gained quite a lot of ground. The flash is perfect. Hoya has been able to tag down the player to very little HP. Rio although will be taken down by Harsh, and Knight Rider still survives with just 21 HP to his name.
Yeah, and at the same time, Harsh is about to make another contact with the Jet over there, Venka. The turret that was placed towards the double door region has been shut, so now the Gecko will have to physically mark this angle all the time. Both the smokes are being deployed towards V main just to make sure that Militant can't creep inside, but at the same time, you've got Cortez making contact towards A. This kinda tells Reckoning that Militant don't really have their minds made up, which is true. Look at the spike position, it tells you exactly what you need to know. And Harsh catches the opportunity. He might just catch Knight Rider as well, and both of these players fall to his mighty Spectre. All 3 of them, actually. Oh yeah, does Bad Love dirty. It was so weird to see Knight Rider and Boya both just trying to make presence deep inside B main, but not getting anything done. Partially because they were in the open and they were not able to get the kills. But at the same time, the rest of their team also did not have any coherent plan about what they would do. So Reckoning are able to keep it clean. Militant didn't really have a game plan going into that second round, so they were lacking the fundamental over there. Now in the buy round that they have, I hope they are able to come up with a much more concrete plan.
Just before heading towards the replay, I did see an operator being pulled by Deadly 10. Now, do they play bonus or do they pull that up? I think they are investing in it. And you see Harsh just playing Harsh Shield and a Sheriff. So he is making sure that even if the plan fails, they all have buy for the next round. Even Voya, look at him. 4,700 to his name, but he still has just invested in a Sheriff. This is a new sort of an economy management system that is being put in place by Team Reckoning. And let's see if it works. Deadly just positioned outside B main. The Trailblazer won't have enough vision to spot him down, or maybe it does towards the very last seconds. Not sure if it has been called out or not. But to some extent, MLT are sort of rotating just by throwing the Trailblazer B main.
Yeah, and I don't think that's enough to sell that fake. Reckoning will still not rotate because they don't need to. They haven't seen any presence from Militant at all. But Militant are fully expecting a bonus buy. They wouldn't really expect this op. Which is fine for now because Militant can avoid the opper entirely. But they will not be able to avoid all these Killjoy utilities. Plus the Astra stars are also placed over there. So Reckoning have all the util in the world to deny this push and slow it down as much as possible. Cortez invests the Reckoning. Will it be useful against Team Reckoning though? On the edge of these smokes, Flabbin says no. Rio is able to at least get his team inside, but Badlup's already taken too much damage, and now the gun is available in the hands of the Killjoy. And Boya's making it expensive. He's making it regret.
Last player standing.
The frags are flowing left and right, but all in the favor of Reckoning. It's all down to Venka, who couldn't come in position. The Nano Swarms are the MVP of the round, I think.
Yep.
Because they just forced Bad Love to push backside. That's where Hoya gets activated, gets a frag, is able to pull the rifle off, gets another frag on the back of it, and suddenly all the attention of Team Militant just gets pushed towards A pit. And from behind, Harsh is able to sneak a frag too. So everything fell in place for Team Reckoning in that round. A bonus? Yes. But they are able to easily convert it and just see them rolling in money right now. And even Deadly is looking to go aggressive out B main.
Yeah, he didn't even get to use his op in the previous round, I think. I mean, Militant will probably expect an op in this particular round. They would have been in for a nasty surprise if they saw it in the last one. But Reckoning are able to continue rolling in with all this money, and Militant find themselves in the economic trenches once again. Plenty of noise being made or not, so this time at least Militant aren't keeping their position a secret, and they really want to get Reckoning to rotate on A. I guess they will plan to go back towards B at some point. If they do continue barging into it, I think it would be a bit too difficult for Militant. There's way too much util in the way, way too many players as well. The Cascades won't do anything. And Voya gets a fadeaway shot onto Cortez. Now that's amazing. Nice recovery by Venka. But the wingman, it's done so many people. Reckoning have no trouble cleaning up shop. Venka still making it difficult. It's down to a 1v2. This is much more than we expected from Militant in this round.
And inside it's all a 1v1 because Deadly is flanking anyway. Now he will hear, I think, Venka try to run back. And Venka has not even been able to retrieve a weapon. Flabbin is just playing time. He just wants this guy to arrive as soon as possible. And Deadly is also taking his sweet time. He just does not want to be surprised and now spots Venka down. So Flabbin will also feel a little bit more confident. Venka still has to make the decision. And was there a step made? Even if it was, Venka did not hear it. Deadly shots in the back. And Reckoning get there for it.
Reckoning are keeping it clean. Yeah, they lost 3 guns against Militant Seiko, which is good for Militant, but for Reckoning, it doesn't really affect them now, does it? With the amount of money they have, they can afford to purchase weapons again and again and again. Meanwhile, Militant are the ones who are trapped in that economic hell of buying one round, ecoing the next, and so on and so forth.
And this time they are running into this op. For the very first time, I think Deadly will have an early fight. And let's see if he's able to get that shot connected. The Arbor, although, is a very brilliant agent at pushing down these operators, but then MLT's Knight Rider says, yeah, I can do the same thing with my op too. And he's able to find the opening. So Deadly's out of the equation, but Flabbin, he instantly gets that equalizer. And now Venka, he is on a mission to get that trade frag back. Bad Love, on the other hand, takes care of Voya. That is the A side cracked open. And all the duels, all the fights flow the MLT way. And they find themselves in a 4v1. Shouldn't be a problem to close out the round from here on.
This is good. Militant are able to win all their frag wins. Get all the duels in their favor. And that's quite an easy way to take down Reckoning. It wasn't the brilliant tactics, it was just the firepower. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a bad instance of timing. And both of these players hesitating to peek now. Knight Rider did really well to open up the round, but now he's bought enough time for Bad Luck to come from behind. And that's crazy because the cascade that they used, the one that Cortez sent forward on B, leaves only one angle vacant, and that's the one that Deadly was holding. Knight Rider very good at hopping. He's probably not gonna give it to Venka, he will continue holding on to it himself. And it's gonna be his responsibility to make sure that he covers his team from behind. But what's gonna happen if Militant don't offer them all these early fights? What's gonna happen if Militant just play from sights? At that point, Knight Rider's op won't be able to do all that much. Unless they're able to make a contact play somehow.
Let's see, though, Deadly still invests in that operator, and MLT want to split out mid, I think. And they have thrown in some util. Bad Love has been able to cross to a good position out B main, and Deadly is holding for a jump up. A lot of utility being used towards these double door regions, but there is no area gain that has been taken by Team MLT. Art is anyway being given away for free by Reckoning. They want to play retake on A because of the ultimates that they have lined up. They have the Thrash, they have the lockdown available for Voya as well.
Yeah.
So they are happy to play retake on A.
And about Art, usually Reckoning Esports plays their alarm bot over here. Now look at where the alarm bot is. It's much further inside. And it's not gonna get activated because Reckoning are also physically marking their angle themselves. Now because Militant haven't seen any action, they will be concerned about where are Reckoning, and here's the answer. Rare miss from Bad Love. He shouldn't have given Deadly that chance, but he's gonna recover anyway. It's now up to Twist to hold this back, and the pre-fire on Cortez is perfect. Knight Rider's op finally sings the song of death. But then again, even if they are able to get this plant, the whole win condition is Bad Love's Viper's Pit. Hoya's lockdown can easily clear it up, but I don't think he's gonna use it. There you go. What an early investment. But this is just going to push Militant Esports back, which is what they always wanted. You know, they always wanted to play with Knight Riders all the way back. Only Rio can save them because he's on the flank. But I guess if you just kill your opponents, that also is good enough.
It was a good intention from Voya, but he should have at least waited out the lockdown. I think he wanted to quickly hop onto the spike, use the Viper's Pit against the side of Team Reckoning. But nothing like that happened. Bad Love though, I think his jump is on scroll button, and as soon as he saw Deadly 10, he was a little bit concerned and hit the scroll button by mistake and just jumped over there. But hey, at least he's able to get that frag, because if Deadly does not fall there, the entire round goes in the way of Reckoning. But good for MLT, they were able to recoup, they were able to get their trades at the right time, and then even the post round worked out for them brilliantly. This time around though, MLT seems like a quick B hit with some late lurks from maybe Venka and Bad Love. And yeah, but Knight Rider will just throw that lockdown down. And now you'll really have to fight towards double doors. Voya though, still contesting. He has some support from Trist as well. There will be some volleys thrown in this direction, but Deadly, wait a minute. He's able to get that frag onto Rio. And now they are expecting a player down double doors. The spike is yet not down. You may have the side, but the spike is still not there. Bad Love with the trade, but Deadly. Another crazy shot onto Knight Rider. MLT, they're losing players here.
Yeah, Militant will really struggle to get the plant down over here, especially if it's trapped on the back of Cortez. The only person who can probably save them over here is Bad Love coming in from behind. Now, he's done a good job avoiding the alarm bot and everything, so his presence over here isn't really discovered. If he can get a kill onto Twist, it would be perfect. And he does it. Now he can safely get inside and make all the noise he wants towards B main, because even Cortez has been able to escape in the gaps. So the spike is now cut loose.
Oh, but Voya almost managing to get that frag. Deadly has an important duel in front of him. He either needs to take down Venka or Cortez. One of the players will do the job, and he is disrespecting the Viper smoke. Nobody's holding it. So it will be a very difficult thing for the player to escape, but he does. The shot misses. Voya though, quick enough to trade. But Venka still left with just 9 HP. One bullet, a little bit of a spam will do the job. Flamen finally arrives on the flank. Gets timing. Gets timing out, and now it's all down to Voya in a 1v2. Knows where Venka is, just has to find out Bad Love. Does not clear the right angle at the right time, and Bad Love swings. MLT, a close round indeed, but Bad Love, the savior, is able to help them win the round.
It wasn't a perfect round from Militant Esports. It did look like they were slightly indecisive all throughout. But what they did really well is figure out the gaps in Reckoning's defense. I mean, yeah, you didn't capitalize on the lockdown. You weren't able to get the plant down in time. But then the flank from Bad Love, it was perfect. And I once again have to point it out, it wasn't perfect. Because if the Blade Storm wasn't missed, then once again MLT would be in a world of trouble. Even if Flaben's on the flank, it doesn't really help their cause because he's going to be arriving to the scene a bit too late. And Militant players in that 2v2 were playing a crossfire between back halls and B-Link, you know. So Flaben would not have been able to do much in the first place. This time Militant Esports, rather than spreading out towards mid, are just defaulting. They've left Bad Love towards the market side while the rest of them creep up A main. Will be slightly difficult for them because there's a lot of Reckoning players stacked in the area, but the ultimate invested by Cortez will push them away for the time being.
Minka dives into the side, but there is a shotty for Deadly and he's able to get the shot and even escape. The Thrash also being thrown in, gets two I think we made. Oh, this could be huge. It should be, but Trace, oh, the unfortunate timing, he went into the cove and the bullets did not penetrate through. Wenka is able to get that frag. Wenka is still kicking. Gets the third. It's all down to Harsh in a 1v3 Bad Love. He's trying to creep apart. The reset will be present because of the regrowth and MLT again should be able to win the round.
Jesus, dude. Now the Reckoning are just slipping. They had such good opportunities when they denied the plant. Especially when Deadly 10 is able to get that shorty off. But now Militant has been given a second chance. Even the mosh pit misses, so there's no way to deny the plant. Harsh have to... he's gonna have to go for fragments over here, and then he gets completely destroyed. Militant with the double peak. They're doing really well to adjust against Reckoning's forces.
That they definitely are. I mean, Militant, the way that they're playing right now, I won't say adaptation, but somehow every timing they hit is just perfect. Look at this. Deadly gets a frag, that's great. But we did not see the two detains coming in and them not being picked off.
Oh yeah, that was so weird, right? Trish should have been able to kill them both.
He was not confident. He thought he would just get shut down from the left hand side, which did happen. But I mean,
Valid
if you
risk, yeah.
commit the spray there, you at least get one, if not both. And you were a little bit hesitant and you did not get anything. Deadly this time around wanted to play with the Sheriff, is still able to take down Venka. Venka was a little bit too over aggressive, gets punished because of it, and then Knight Rider just smoked off entirely, cannot see the players. Deadly is able to get a frag, although Knight Rider is able to get the trade too. So it is a 4v4. Yes, he has been tagged up a little bit, but then Rio instantly patches his teammate back up. Although Reckoning are very quick to rotate off. So they are throwing all the 4 players on site, and why not? You just have Sheriffs to work with. So why not take the risk? It is worth it. Risk has a flash to set his teammates up maybe. And Hoya has the complete util. Both the nano swarms, alarm bot, and the turret available. So the nanos could be used to deny the plant. And then maybe Reckoning try to flush in. Great flash, will buy some more time. And Deadly can sneak in. He could be the person, but does not get anything. Knight Rider even clears Trish. That should be the round for Team MLT.
30 seconds left.
Who has something to say about it? Still, the numbers are with MLT. The spacing is with MLT. So let's see Reckoning if they're able to win something out of here.
Even if they don't win, they just need to kill the guns on Militant Esports because now they are the ones who are snowballing their economy. 6k on Rio, 7k on Bad Love. Double peak comes through, so it's a 2v2, but I don't think they'll be able to recover the gun that easily. If they're allowed to recover the gun, well, that's gonna be a problem. Now you've got the big weapons. Cosmic Divide comes through. They should allow them to at least stick the defuse, but Militant will have to double peek on the back of this thing. Lambot towards the back. This is great. Nanosom will probably hold him back, but the flashes are perfect. Flaben is able to get the trade, but he's a bit late to the party. And now Rio just has to bide his time. No way Flaben just goes for that. That is so cool. Reckoning thrifty Militant Esports.
Thrifty.
Oh, yep, they do. I mean, they had 3 more seconds left. And I thought Reckoning was done for. But MLT not adapting. This is where you needed the adaptation. As soon as you see the remaining 2 players just have Sheriffs, you try to take CT control, you try to take lane control rather than standing first. And I think all this started because Deadly 10 got this first frag. After that Reckoning, they just double peeked every angle, every other angle. And were able to get the trades perfectly, and then Flaven put in a 1v2. He shows this time around he just needs his single vandal and not the 2 pistols he was carrying in the walkout.
Yeah. I mean, when he tapped the spike, he realized, oh wait, he can't hear me anyway because the cosmic divide will block out the sound. So I might as well just go for it, you know. I know his position. If I probably pre-fire, he should be dead. And that position was given away as soon as the first flash came through. There's only one play that you can make on the back of those guiding lights, especially when a cosmic divide is in play. So the pre-fire works perfectly, and Flaben's able to once again thwart the momentum of Militant Esports. But they did really well to recover those 4 rounds. And with those 4 wins in a row, Militant have farmed up quite a lot of money. So with very little rounds left in the half, at least they won't have to worry about their money. But with technical issues, yeah, they will have to worry about those quite a lot now. I'm pretty sure we'll get this sorted out for the time being. But up until now, we have noticed some distinct patterns, right? Every time Militant try to brute force their way into his site, they don't really find success. But they have been able to flank very well. The one round Battler was able to get all the way towards Con, that was amazing. And the way they are playing with timing, especially around double door, it just creates so much pressure for Reckoning because they just can't defend B properly because of it.
The problem right now that Reckoning is facing, especially, is the A side. That is what I feel. I mean, it is very difficult to retake without ultimates being available. Then you have Voya, who is putting turrets and alarm bots all around the area. But MLT, the good thing that they are showing is presence outside B main every time around.
Yeah.
There is the Viper smoke available every time, and sometimes Battler crosses it, sometimes he plays with the team. It is his decision. But every time you throw that smoke, you attract at least 2 players from Team Reckoning who have to watch B. And then mid gets opened up completely, A gets opened up completely, and there is very limited number of areas that Hoya can watch with his utility and himself.
Yeah, and
so this is opening up specific gaps to which I think Reckoning is becoming a little bit more paranoid, although they haven't been exploited by Team MLT. But I mean, they are trying to just focus on every aspect of the map that they do not have control on, which leads to them not being concentrated on the fights, not being concentrated on the executes when they are being thrown in from MLT. And that's why some rounds have been lost for Reckoning.
okay, while that is partially true, I do believe that Militant have done a fair job of exploiting those gaps that Reckoning is creating. Yes, every now and then they will have the cage setup change. You know, most of the times the Killjoy is playing towards the A side with the nanoswarms and everything. And we did even point out that in one of these rounds the nanoswarms were the MVP. But the alarm bots and the turrets that you're placing towards double door and art respectively don't really stop Militant in their tracks. And even when those utilities get activated, even when the presence is discovered, Militant don't back off, you know. Like most teams on Pearl, what they would do is just apply pressure everywhere, try to break the alarm bots and the turrets, which would then force the defensive team to start actually committing bodies to check the angles, or maybe use their initial utility, which makes it even harder to go into the retake. Militant haven't been using that exploit. They haven't been baiting out too much utility from Reckoning, but they're still able to find those gaps every now and then, which is good. But maybe after this whole timeout thing, Reckoning will have figured out a way to patch those holes.
Let's see if that's the case or not. But hey, according to me, MLT, they have to get at least 7 to 8 rounds, considering the con that they're playing on attack. And if Reckoning is able to, you know, just maybe get one more round after this, they should be fine. They should be fine. They should be content with the 6. Maybe even a 6-6 half would be very good. Right now they are in the lead, so they would obviously try to get as many rounds as possible, and the best thing could be an 8-4 half. But we'll have to wait and watch if that's the case or not.
Yep, we will have to wait and watch indeed, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try to get this technical timeout out of our way as soon as possible, and as soon as we do that, we will be back with the game. So see you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit most of things, I get it in.
Antidote. क्या?
Elder Flame versus Sentinel or Reaver. इनमें से कौन सी बेस्ट है?
Reaver, but the best op is Infantry because Rossi uses it.
दादाजी की
दादाजी की op.
अब आपका टाइम है. रेडी हो जाओ, वार्म अप कर लो ऐसे ना. वेंका वर्सेस रॉसी.
मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ रॉसी भाई. मैं अपने मैं मेरा नाम लेता, मैं बोलता इसको क्या बोल रहा है भाई.
If you had offers from OG or VLT, और मतलब मेन जो रोल चाहिए तुझे वो मिलेगा, जो सैलरी चाहिए वो मिलेगी, जो टीम बनानी वो चाहिए मिलेगा। अब तू बता कौन सा ब्रांड तू ज्वाइन करता है? दोनों टीम तो नहीं ब्रांड बन चुके हैं।
VLT
व्हाई? मन्ना के साथ अलग लगा हुआ तेरा?
वुड के मेरे घर के पास है। सेफ गाइस।
एक तो रिलोकेट की दिक्कत है, एक
हाँ ये
हार
तो
भी
भाई
है।
सही है।
मियाओ 16K वर्सेस मफिन लू।
मफिन
हाँ
एनी डे
मफिन ब्रो, बेस्ट फीमेल प्लेयर इंडिया।
No, no doubt. I've seen her play. She's too good. But thank you so much, guys. It was super fun. ये थे हमारे MLT से बैटमैन एंड बैंका। और भी चेहरे आएंगे इन सोफों पे, उनसे भी करेंगे ढेर सारी बातचीत। बहुत सारा ज्ञान है आप लोगों के लिए, वो भी अगले एपिसोड में। Till then, you guys go game.
अब टाइम है रैपिड फायर का। आर यू रेडी? नोट्स पढ़िए वैलोरेंट की नोट्स थोड़े से पीछे से। जैसे वाइपर का असली नाम क्या है?
वाइपर के
असली नाम श्रीदेवी वगैरह नहीं है, असली अच्छा नाम है।
नहीं, नो आइडिया।
पता होना चाहिए यार। अब इसी पे तो मैं तुम्हारे को टाइट करने वाला हूँ। चलो चालू करते हैं रैपिड। सबसे पहले एक ऐसा एजेंट रात के 2 बजे किलो 3 बजे किलो तुम इंस्टा लॉक करोगे 5 सेकंड है।
एस्ट्रा
मैं पता कौन सा हीरो खेलता बताओ?
यूरो
जेट यार, जेट में सिल्वर। आप बताओ आप कौन सा हीरो खेलता?
मैं सोवा।
अगर आप डेट पे जा रहे हो और आपकी डेट को वैलेंट पसंद नहीं है तो क्या करोगे?
डेट से भाग जाएंगे क्या?
ये तो बहुत सेफ है। कुछ मस्त बताना, कुछ ऑर्डर समथिंग क्रेजी फॉर आना।
कोई नहीं, डेट के टाइम में बोलेंगे वाले नहीं खेलते हैं, बाद में खेल लेंगे।
तो सामने को पसंद नहीं, सामने वाले ने तुझे जज कर दिया कि तू प्लीज वैलोरेंट।
बहुत हार्ड है क्वेश्चन है। बात तो सही है।
ऐसे पुच को फेंक के मारे, पुच का बोलते हैं ना बंगाली में उसको, ऐसे पुच का फेंक। चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। मोस्ट ओवररेटेड प्लेयर है कौन? 5 जल्दी बताओ, उंगलियां कब हो रही है? जल्दी बोल डोमिनिक। 2
नेक्स्ट खाली।
हाँ तेरे 5 सेकंड।
बैडमैन।
ये तो देख के घर से आया था। बैटमैन और नेक्स्ट का क्यों? के टू एक्सप्लेन। इट्स ओके। ठीक है, कुछ चीजें सवालों के साथ ही खत्म हो जाए तो ठीक। एक ऐसी इनवाइटेड टीम जो अपना स्पॉट डिजर्व नहीं करती।
Godlike।
डोमिनिक क्यों?
सेम।
व्हाई?
सबको पता है उनका कोर ही बहुत वीक है, बाहर के जितने प्लेयर लेके फायदा क्या है। जो और वैलोरेंट कम्युनिटी को स्टार्टिंग से सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा तो उसको सीधा लीग में स्लॉट नहीं मिलना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से।
बात तो सही है, पर जाने से पहले आई वांट यू गाइस टू गिव अ स्मॉल मैसेज टू द फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली। 3-4 गर्लफ्रेंड्स होंगी, प्लीज डू इट।
तो ही बोलना चाहूँगा लाइक ग्राइंड करो, स्टेज में आना है।
मम्मी को बोला तू ग्राइंड करो।
मम्मी को नहीं, ऑल प्लेयर्स को।
सही इमोशनल मैसेज देना यार।
वही मम्मी तो देख ही रही होगी, मतलब देखेगी वही। क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
पहुंचू मम्मी कैसे? अब बोल। थैंक यू सो मच मॉम फॉर सपोर्टिंग मी।
फॉर सपोर्टिंग मी। पापा को बताना मत वगैरह।
आप बोलना चाहते हो?
पढ़ाई वगैरह तो नॉर्मल हो गया। अभी तो 2-3 साल के बाद गेमिंग रहेगा, तो पढ़ाई करके कुछ होगा नहीं तो आ जाओ गेमिंग में। आ जाओ।
पेरेंट्स को?
पेरेंट्स सॉरी नवेली, आपको अभी गेमिंग अच्छा ना लगे बट इसमें फ्यूचर है।
और जब ये वापस आएगा तो ढेर सारी दबेली देकर आएगा। दबेली चलती है ना पूरे में, अभी मैंने खाई थी, अच्छी थी। तो थैंक यू सो मच गाइस, गुड लक, अच्छा खेलना। सो गाइस ये थे हमारे डॉक्टर एंड डोमिनिक। आई विल बी बैक विद मोर क्वेश्चंस ऑन दिस बूस्टेड एडेंट सेगमेंट। टिल देन यू गाइस गो गेम।
अभी गेम के अंदर 2-3 बड़ी चीजें हुई हैं। एक तो वो एक शानदार कैरेक्टर आए हैं हमारे गैको भाई, ऊपर से मैप। दोनों पे क्या टेक है आपका? पहले मैप के बारे में बता।
मैप तो बहुत प्यारा है, मेरे को तो बहुत मजा आता है।
रिवॉल्विंग डोर से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आपको?
नहीं, अच्छा मतलब अच्छा डायनामिक है गेम के लिए।
मेरे को प्रॉब्लम है रिवॉल्विंग डोर से।
क्यों?
नहीं मजा आता वहाँ पे।
आवाज करेगा एक तो,
आवाज करता है। हाँ आवाज करता है, कुछ साउंड भी नहीं आती। अगर एक बार वो खोल दिया तो भाई आजू बाजू कुछ साउंड भी नहीं आती। प्लस अजीब सा लगता है वो, मतलब फाइट लेने के लिए बहुत वियर्ड लगता है वहाँ पे।
अभी मैं सोच रहा था कि लोटस में जब भी वो रिवॉल्विंग डोर है, मतलब क्या होगा टीम ऐसे वो ना फेक वगैरह करेंगी, हल्का सा सी भागते भागते बटन दबाया बी चलो, ऐसा होने के चांसेस होंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा उनके। ए साइड वाला तो क्या लगता है ए साइड पे ज्यादा यूज नहीं होगा?
ए साइड पे भी नहीं, ए साइड पे भी यूज तो होगा डेफिनेटली। मतलब एक नया
डिफेंसिव साइड के लिए या एग्रेसिव साइड के लिए?
अटैकिंग साइड के लिए, क्योंकि मतलब डिफेंस साइड के लिए बहुत होल्ड करना इंपॉर्टेंट है। क्योंकि वो एक बहुत बड़ा चोक पॉइंट है, मतलब अगर वरना फिर वो लोग पूरे अटैकर्स एक ही साइड से आ सकते हैं पे, और अगर डोर का कंट्रोल चला गया तो अब उन लोग को दोनों साइड देखनी पड़ेगी, एक जो लाइक मेन से आ रहे हैं वो भी और डोर से आ रहे हैं वो भी।
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि लोटस में डिफेंडर्स को फायदा होगा, तो जितने भी घुसने के तरीके हैं ना साइड में वो बड़े नैरो से हैं, एसेंट जैसे। एक स्मोक आज शॉर्ट या जज लेके बैठा तो काम खत्म। मेरा तो ठीक है, मैं तो डायमंड प्लेयर, आप बताओ सर रेडिएंट प्लेयर।
मेरे हिसाब से काफ़ी टीम के कॉम्प पे डिपेंड करेगा कैसी उनकी स्ट्रैटेजी है। बर्स्ट स्ट्रैटेजी है कि एकदम से चौक अंदर घुसेंगे या फिर थोड़ा स्लो खेलेंगे, कॉन्टैक्ट लेंगे, यूटिल निकलवाएंगे, उस पर डिपेंड करता है मेरे हिसाब से। मैप किसी भी तरह से खेल सकते हो आप लोटस।
अब कुछ मैप्स हैं जैसे कि जो नॉर्मल मैप्स होते हैं, जैसे स्प्लिट है, स्प्लिट के अंदर टोपोग्राफी ऊपर नीचे काफी ज्यादा है। ऐसे मैप्स पसंद है नॉर्मल ब्रीज जैसे, जो छोटा मोटा है, मतलब सब कुछ ऑल सेम ग्राउंड पे रहते हैं, वो कोई ज्यादा हेवन वाली जगह नहीं है। जैसे आपका नोटिस के अंदर जो ए साइट है वो कितनी ज्यादा लिफ्टेड सी ऊपर, वहां से सेक्शंस आते हैं, तो वाले मैप पसंद है। नॉर्मल मैप से ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल रहते हैं।
मेरे को तो ऑनेस्टली इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मेरे को खाली ब्रीज मैप, जैसे आपने बोला ब्रीज मेरे को नहीं पसंद था, क्योंकि ब्रीज मतलब बहुत ही लॉन्ग रेंज मैप था। हाँ, बहुत ही खुला मैप था, मेरे को नहीं पसंद है ब्रीज। बट बाकी सब मैप्स में कोई कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं कोई किसी से।
मेरे को थोड़ी वर्टिकलिटी पसंद है मैप्स में, पर ज़्यादा हो तो नहीं अच्छा नहीं लगता, क्योंकि शायद मेरी सेंसिटिविटी कम है तो मुश्किल होता है खेलना। मेरी है 0.235।
बट आपकी डीपीआई ज्यादा है ना?
800 डीपीआई।
कैसा आदमी है भाई। उस दिन तूने मुझे बोला कि क्रैट 1600 डीपीआई पे जाओ, इनपुट लैग कम होगा, यस और नो?
यस।
मुझे तूने धक्का मारा, जलता है मेरे से।
अरे नहीं, 1600 बेटर है ऑब्जेक्टिवली, ट्रस्ट मी।
गुरु जी आपका क्या है डीपीआई?
मेरा 0.385 और 800
और
800 डीपीआई।
800 डीपीआई, तो लाइक 0.4 इज समथिंग जो चलता है, पर 2 तो कम है। जेट जैसा प्लेयर कम सेंसी पे नहीं खेल सकता, क्या कहता है?
खेल सकते हैं, ऑटम खेलता है।
ऑटम का क्या है?
0.25
और
800 डीपीआई।
इसको आप कोई भी वैलोरेंट के प्लेयर की सेंसी पूछो, इसको पता होगी प्रो प्लेयर की।
मुझे बहुत फैसिनेटिंग लगता है ऐसे ना, जो मतलब ये टेक पे बहुत काम करते हैं। तो मतलब जेट कैसे खेल सकता है इतना कम वाला यार? अगर ऐसे अब ड्राफ्ट करके दूसरी डायरेक्शन देखना है, कैसे होगा फिर वो?
इतना ज्यादा रिएक्टिव नहीं खेल सकते लो सेंस पे, पर अगर आपको पता है कि एनिमीज कहाँ होंगे, किधर मेरी टीम फ्लैश कर रही है मेरे लिए, कैसे मेरे को एंट्री पाथिंग रखनी है, तो वो कंसिडरेबली इजियर हो जाता है आपके लिए।
वेंका पे कितनी गेम डिपेंड करती है मिल्टी?
70%। हैं? इतना हाई नहीं भाई। गॉडलाइक ने तो सीधा मना कर दिया, अब क्या बोलूं।
आप में कुछ खामी होगी जरूर।
हाँ, फिर 2-0 हो गया, अब क्या बोलूं।
What's up everyone, कैसे हैं आप सब? स्वागत है आपका बूस्टेड रेडियंस में। मेरा नाम है क्रैट और हमारे गेस्ट हैं ये लोग, सोने मुंडे, बहुत ज्यादा। इंट्रोडक्शन दे दो।
I'm Venka too cold.
My name is Shahryar Sheikh, also known as Batman.
My name is Crack too cold. मैं भूल गया था, मुझे भी too cold लगाना।
Oh shit, too cold. Batman
too cold मेटा है। जब से गुरुजी आए हैं हमारे स्टेज पे, सब too cold लगा रहे हैं। मैं तो कह रहा हूँ अब too cold ही चलना।
No shit.
वेंका, तेरा पहला इंटरव्यू है?
Yeah. पहला इंटरव्यू।
नर्वस तो नहीं है ना?
नहीं।
डोंट वरी, अगर है तो
नर्वस क्यों? I'm too cold bro.
तेरी अपनी दिक्कत है भाई, तू मैनेज कर ले। पर तू कर लेगा पुल।
हाँ, कर लूंगा।
तो चालू करते हैं। I'll start with man. Just he's a senior guy.
हाँ, senior.
Oh shit.
काफी टाइम से खेल रहे हैं।
I'm old.
पहली बात, FPS को इतनी वैल्यू मिली, इतना बड़ा स्टेज। Any words to NODWIN Gaming, Riot की इतनी इज्जत?
I guess जितना क्रेडिट दो उतना कम है रायट को, रायट नॉडविन दोनों, क्योंकि इतने सालों से मैं भी खेल रहा हूँ, आज तक इतने बड़े स्टेज पे लीग में मैचेस कभी नहीं हुए, दैट टू इतनी बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड इतना अच्छा इकोसिस्टम आज तक नहीं हुआ है। तो आई गेस सबको अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए ये चीज़ पे, आई गेस हम प्लेयर्स के लिए काफ़ी अच्छा है ये चीज़।
तो आपकी तो शुरुआत ही ऐसी हुई है।
हाँ।
आपको सही लग रहा है सब कुछ, यू नो,
बहुत
सेटअप,
मजा आ रहा है,
स्टेज,
बहुत मजा आ
स्टूडियोज?
रहा है। अमेजिंग है।
अमेजिंग है।
हाँ।
चीयर कर रहे हैं?
अभी तो आदत सी हो गई है फ्रैग करने की, किल्स तो चलता रहता है, अभी बस मेन मोटिव जीतने का है।
No, he is so young.
Yeah.
So do you feel like कि ये जो जवान बच्चे होते हैं जो नहीं आते पैशनेट, ये बहुत कम सोचते हैं और ये करते ज्यादा है।
हाँ, आई गेस वो जवान खून काफी दिखता है गेम के अंदर भी और गेम के बाहर भी, फुल एनर्जेटिक, सबको पंप अप करता रहता है, गाइस चलेगा, हार गए, नेक्स्ट राउंड मैं मारता हूँ 3, तुम एक मार लो, मैं 3 मारता हूँ, अपन राउंड जीत जाएंगे। सब मोस्ट उसने बोला ही ये चीज कि गाइस मैं घुसता हूँ, 3 मार लूंगा, तुम लोग अच्छे से खेल लो।
वेंका, तुझे किसी से डर लगता है? जितने भी हमारी 10 टीम्स है उसमें, क्योंकि स्पेसिफिक टीम्स,
अगर डर लगेगा तो फिर खेलने का फायदा क्या है?
मुझे वेंका का एक चीज सबसे अच्छा लगता है कि गेम स्टार्ट होते ही वेंका बोलता है कि गाइस हम लोग उन लोग से बेटर है और मैं तो मारूंगा ही मारूंगा, मुझे भरोसा है कि तुम लोग भी उनसे ज्यादा मारोगे।
कैसा भी करो, तरीके से करो, कॉन्फिडेंस से करो, डरो मत, हो जाएगा।
बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ।
आप अभी इस लीग में कहां स्टैंड करते हो? व्हाट आर योर चांसेस टू टेक द ट्रॉफी होम?
आई फील लाइक चांसेस तो है ऑब्वियसली, अगर हम बिलीव नहीं करते, चांस नहीं है तो खेलने का फायदा नहीं है। तो चांस तो है जीतने का. Obviously बहुत टफ ओपोनेंट्स आएंगे on the way.
वो opponents कौन है जो tough है?
VLT obviously.
Because of any specific reason?
Yeah, because of Doma and Eccles.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Under Thieves and
And
some
not just them. They have Deathmaker, like obviously the core, the VLT core, they're really good.
अभी गेम के अंदर 16:9 है, 4:3 है. आपका क्या प्रेफरेंस है दोनों का?
मेरा तो 16:9 स्टार्टिंग से.
1920 1080p. How much frames you need?
240 से ऊपर
चाहिए जैसे कि मैं वेंका बन सकूं.
240 से ऊपर चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
मतलब 240 पे वेंका बन जाऊंगा.
हाँ,
मुझे लगता है कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए आप में वेंका जितना, तो आप बन सकते हो.
वो मुश्किल है थोड़ा.
मतलब व्हाट्स योर टेक? 4:3 16:9.
आई गेस लोग काफी सेटिंग्स लोग चेक करते हैं, प्रोस के चेक करते हैं. ऑब्वियसली मैं भी खुद की प्रो का चेक करता हूं.
आई फील लाइक 4:3 वाज वर्थ इट जब क्रॉसहेयर वो होता था. लाइक द स्ट्रेच क्रॉसहेयर बहुत अच्छा होता था. बट अब क्रॉसहेयर तुम खुद से
कुछ भी बना सकते हो. लोग तो स्माइली फेस बना के खेलते हैं.
डोंट थिंक लोगों ने बहुत छोटे क्रॉसहेयर बना रखे वैलो के अंदर, लाइक डैम प्रिसाइज.
आई गेस ये गेम में ना स्प्रे, जो पिछले वाला गेम था लोग स्प्रे एंड प्रे बोलते थे, स्प्रेस लग जाते थे, पर ये गेम में स्प्रेस नहीं लगते इतना. ये गेम में जितना तुम प्रिसाइज एम करोगे उतना तुमको बेनिफिट मिलेगा. तो इससे शॉर्ट क्रॉसहेयर हेल्प करता है काफी तुमको ऐसा हेडशॉट मारने के लिए.
3 सीख होगी है. पहली कॉन्फिडेंस की है, दूसरा कोई सा भी रेशियो लो, थर्ड क्रॉसहेयर छोटा प्रिसीजन के लिए. सही बोला मैं?
हां.
अब है कुछ स्पेसिफिक सवाल. स्टार्ट विद यू वेंका. यू रेडी ब्रो?
या आई एम रेडी. टू कोल्ड.
इस सीट पे रॉसी भाई बैठे थे.
हां.
एंड मुझे सुनने में कि आप फैन हो.
हां ऑब्वियसली.
कुछ बोलना चाहते हो कि मतलब उन्होंने आपके कुछ शब्द बोले, पता है ना आपको?
हाँ सुना था.
कि मतलब कि यंग टैलेंट लाइक वेंका, ट्रिकी, मैं कब से बोल रहा हूँ 2 साल से कि यू नो ऑर्ग्स को कि इनके साथ कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट करो, दे आर द यंग इन्वेस्टमेंट. एंड इतने अच्छे वर्ड्स आपके आइडल से, कैसा फील करा आपने?
बस शिवर्स आ गए. एसके रॉसी
का तो ब्लश कर रहा है भाई, क्या सीन है ये?
एसके रॉसी से का बड़ा फैन नहीं होगा कोई मेरे से ज्यादा. ही इज सो हम्बल ऑब्वियसली, एंड उनका गेम स्टाइल एंड जो जस्ट द पर्सनालिटी इज जस्ट लाइक अमेजिंग टू वॉच. एंड इंडियन ई-स्पोर्ट्स को इतने टॉप लेवल पे लेके जाना, आई थिंक जितना भी थैंक करो रॉसी को इनफ नहीं होगा किसी के लिए.
सैल्यूट रॉसी भाई का. मान या ना मान, वैलोरेंट को आ गया हमारे गेम में, देश में 2 से 3 साल हो गए. कितने?
2 साल हो गए.
आई थिंक उन्होंने भी सिमर से कमी थोड़ा आसपास की टीम स्विच कर ली है. ये क्या सीन है? तेरा दिल नहीं लगता एक टीम में?
ऐसा मत बोलो यार.
मतलब और मुझे ऐसे समझ नहीं आता है कि आफ्टर परफॉर्मिंग तुझे टीम से तू स्विच कर रहा है, क्या चल रहा है ये?
आई गेस मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स टीम कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होती है और से इतना बनता नहीं. लाइक मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम कुछ किसी को अच्छे प्लेयर्स मिल गए, किसी को लगता है मेरे से अच्छे प्लेयर्स होते हैं तो लोग उनके साथ जाते हैं. नो हार्ड फीलिंग्स किसी के अगेंस्ट, बट आई थिंक अगर किसी को लगता है कि उसके लाइफ में बेटर ऑप्शन आ रहा है या फिर उनके टीम में बेटर ऑप्शन आ रहा है तो व्हाई नॉट.
तो ये तू अपने लिए बोल रहा है या उन लोगों के लिए बोल रहा है?
नहीं, इट गुड बोथ वेज. मेरे को चलता है कुछ भी.
देयर आर सर्टेन टाइम जब आप जीतते हो टीम के साथ ना, प्यार तो होता है भाइयों में, एंड सडनली अगले हफ्ते एक न्यूज़ आ रही है कि यू नो टीम में चेंज आ रहा है, तो भरोसा टूट जाता है कि यार मैं तो सांप मार रहा था.
अरे ये तो इंडियन ई स्पोर्ट्स है ना, सांप तो निकलेंगे ही ना.
ओह, आई होप कि एमएलटी के अंदर फाइनली तेरा दिल लग रहा है.
ऑब्वियसली.
डोंट टेल मी आफ्टर दिस वीसीएस से स्विच हो रहा है फिर से.
नहीं.
अभी तेरी टीम परफेक्ट है?
हाँ, टीम काफी शॉर्ट टाइम में बनी है, बट मुझे लगता है कि जो इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हम लोग डे टू डे कर रहे हैं वो लाइक ऐसा ग्राफ पे देखा जाए तो वो ऊपर की तरफ ही जा रहा है. थोड़े अप्स एंड डाउन है बट वो ग्राफ ऊपर ही जा रहा है.
वेंका पे कितनी गेम डिपेंड करती है एमएलटी?
70%.
हैं? इतना हाई नहीं भाई. मैं बोलूंगा
70% बहुत ज्यादा होता है.
मैं बोलूंगा 50 मिनट 40%.
क्योंकि अगर आपकी टीम में लोग बोलते हैं स्टार प्लेयर्स होते हैं, तो अगर आप स्टार प्लेयर्स के अराउंड गेम बनाओगे तो गेम्स इजी बनती है. क्योंकि बाकी जो सपोर्ट प्लेयर्स होते हैं सब एक्सपीरियंस्ड होते हैं, उनको पता है कि क्या कवर अप करना है हमें. बट आई वुड
से लाइक 70 दिया, फिर 60 40 खुद अब 40 पे खुद ही सेटलमेंट कर ली.
40 पे होगा.
चलो मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. सो वेंका वांट टू नो, आई नो दैट एमएलटी इज नॉट अ फर्स्ट टीम. इससे पहले किस टीम के अंदर बातचीत थी, ट्राई आउट वगैरह दिया? और नो
बातचीत तो बहुत टीम से हुई है. ट्राई आउट मैंने दिया था, गॉडलाइक के लिए ट्राई आउट दिया था. बातें हुई थी गॉड्स रेन के साथ, आरजी के साथ.
Get for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome to NODWIN Valorant Challenges South Asia. We apologize for the technical issues, but we're gonna get the game underway right now. You guys are watching Militant Esports versus Reckoning. The map is Pearl, and I somewhat expected a double harbor from both the teams. But we have been blessed with a Gecko game, and it's Harsh on that new cute agent. Let's see if he's able to get his team the win. Oh, okay. So the previous round was 5-4. I guess we have a rollback and we will be playing this round again.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, let's see if the result's the same or not. If Reckoning is able to win that round instead. Now Deadly 10 goes in a bit aggressive. He's able to tag Cortez, but not the frag. Although the spam from Harsh will take off Venka to cold. He put down to an early cold grave over here, and now MLT will have to be very careful on how they move. The tip of the spear is out of the round. They were not able to trade any of the players back out. And now the players of Reckoning have also just fallen back very, very safely. They still maintain a lot of map control. So for now, Reckoning in a very good spot.
For now, being the keywords. They don't need to move. They don't need to make any moves. Militant, after losing the first player, are now trying to creep up B. I hope this contact play is successful because the flashes that Reckoning are deploying kind of tell you that they know exactly what's going on. Deadly's able to get one on the back of that flash. But the rest of the players have also arrived and now Reckoning are in prime position. This Viper split doesn't extend too far into the site, so Reckoning still have the potential to dive, or at least deny the plant with all the fragments and the nanoswarms and everything.
This is a very scuffed pit though. They will be vulnerable to a lot of spams, and once the players of Reckoning, they just obviously will circle around and throw the spam out. Reckoning should have this round in the bag, irrespective of the pit being deployed or not. Trace is in a very good spot, but Cortez finds a good timing, but is not able to land the shots. Voya goes in, gets that frag onto Knight Rider, while Bad Love is good for one, but there's nothing more he can do because the pit has no cover in it. And Reckoning, they are able to scoop up the round for themselves.
Yeah, you could see the desperation in them, you know? Bad Love didn't even go too far inside to actually put the pit down. He was hoping they would just plant and then fall back in case the pit goes down or in case Reckoning would make an aggro play to deny the plant, which they were fully expecting. They were hoping that they'll be able to retreat as well. But they never got into positions far enough. And since the Viper Spit doesn't cover every single place, all they need to do is just peek out of the back side to get the frags and circle around Militant Esports. Yeah, they were destined to fail this one. The moment the pit was deployed.
The B side is the worst possible place for a Viper to put his pit down, because you cannot hide behind any sort of solid cover because there is none. And now once again Deadly 10 is super aggressive, wants to take that duel with Bad Love. He is being supported because of by the Gecko flash. Goes for the tail weight, but still lands a shot onto Rio, and even Harsh wins this duel. Reckoning. The B main battle is being continuously won, and MLT right now have no answer back to it.
Even their approach towards Art will be discovered by the turret. Or better yet, by Voya himself. Yeah, now they're kind of desperate. They have to make this play towards A, but they don't know that the Astra has already snuck past towards A main. They're aware about a potential push in.
Right there.
But this cascade is not going to give them too much cover unless they double peek him. Even that doesn't do much. Knight Rider's got 1 foot in the grave already with 30 HP, and he's fully expecting someone else on the other corner as well. Yeah. Militant Esports kind of spell their own doom over here.
Where's the adjustment though? I mean, MLT, depending on the comp they have, they can really heavily pressure B main first, rather than taking these 2v2 fights around. The previous 2 rounds have been Deadly 10 and Harsh just running up B main. Deadly activates the dash, tries to get a frag, if not hits the tailwind, and then Harsh tries to support him with the Gecko flash. That has been the name of the game for the previous 2 rounds. I mean, you heavily contest B main MLT. There will be two smokes that will be thrown in face of you by Flabin. But that's about it. Then the controller utility is completely out of the game. That's where you might have an advantage. But once again, we do see a default mid split coming in. And MLT on the back of this wall, they are trying to get into the link. And Rio is able to find the shots even after being blinded. That is a good opening to find, and even Venka lands that headshot onto Harsh. Flabin has also been tagged. So again, MLT, not on the back of teamwork I'd say, but on individual plays and individual frags, are able to net themselves around.
Plus to some extent, Reckoning were giving them these 1v1s. Trist is able to flash, but there was no peek from the B main guy deep inside. Partially because the Viper's Toxin String cuts him off. So both these players end up falling. At least for the time being, the AWP is positioned correctly. And Deadly will be able to get some value, but he misses. Voya's here to cover him for the time being, but these misses cannot be afforded. Now he's trapped in a corner, gets spammed to death. Voya all by himself has to make some impact over here because backup is far away. And even if Flappen comes through, he doesn't have any HP to make it work. Timing. Caught. He's trying to reposition, fully expecting a peek out of the other side, but he just pulls out his turret at the worst possible time, and Renka gets another freebie.
Flappen has previously pulled out a 1v2 clutch, but this time around with just 12 HP left, a nano on the spike, all the three players relatively healthy, other than Knight Rider. Yeah, that's a safe call.
Good save.
He just gets in, gets that op, is able to get out too. Although they are trying to chase him down, Venka has heard Flappen try to rotate. He was trying to chase him down, but yeah, I think the chase will come to an end, and Flappen should be able to save the top.
Good, so they're at least able to do something out of a troublesome situation. Although, yeah, if Deadly was able to hit all of his shots, then this round would have been very different. Militant wouldn't even be able to get close to the site. But it's true that you can't rely too much on players like Deadly and Venka. You can't afford to revolve your win conditions around their shots. There's two massive ultimates available onto Revenant Esports, both of them capable to detain their opponents. The Thrash as well as the Lockdown. This definitely should put Militant on the back foot, but they haven't really been used so effectively yet. And even the last time we saw Thrash being used by the Gecko, they weren't able to follow up with the frags, even though they detained two players. So yeah, to some extent, even Reckoning on bringing their A game today. There's some gaps which Militant have been able to exploit really well. And hey, even if this is a 7-5 half, even if Reckoning take the lead, I think it's still a pretty good half from Militant.
Let's see though. This time out from Team Reckoning, I mean, towards the very last round, I think they really want the 7th round. And the best thing they can do is not offer the 1v1s. The mistake that they made in the previous half, or not the half, previous round. Let's not give the 1v1s. Let's not risk solo pushes. If you still want to take control, if you still want to be aggressive on one part of the map, go in with a teammate, go in with a player so that at least a trade potential is available. That should be the call here, I think. Although Deadly this time around again has an operator, and the female players will love to fight this one out, and this time Deadly does not miss the shot. He just took down the flying bird right out of the air.
Yeah, he's playing Duck Hunt over there. Some retro action. Good old Deadly 10, always reliable. At least in most spots. Now Militant don't have any major ultimates to work with. They still have both their controllers, so they can cut off the action. The high tide will be used, as well as a very aggro Astra smoke put down by Flappen. I guess Reckoning want to make moves and deny the spike plant.
My ultimate is ready.
It's a fake. It's a fake towards the A side. He'll put the lockdown, and then the players will rotate towards the B side. But now Ryu has been spotted down, so they will be wary about it, Reckoning. Knight Rider has second thoughts now. The counter ultimates, if you talk about Reckoning, they have ultimates stacked for days. Flappen, a very important duel, and he wins it out. And no trade too. I mean, Cortez is so slow on the peak there.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because he was also afraid of his head being taken off. Only one player pushed in. Only one player information is what he had. There could have been a
30
second
seconds
Reckoning
left.
clear. So rightfully slow, he peeked over there, but does not catch Flappen down. And now in a 3v5, the lockdown is away, and MLT, they're really in a difficult spot.
I mean, if this lockdown gets placed before anyone can get inside, it would be even worse. 2v4. And the Trash, both of them have been put up.
10 seconds
So
left.
now they have no choice but to fall back. And by the time they do so, they will be running out of time. Even if they can somehow get all the kills, they can't do anything. This round is done. Reckoning stacking up their ultimates so high into the sky, Militant have no choice but to concede this 7-5 half. Good half by Militant though still. Despite all the odds that they face, despite all the difficulties, they're able to make a respectable scoreline out of this.
Oh, that's true. I mean, the early 4-0 lead, that Team Reckoning had, I thought this half is going towards 8-4 or 9-3. Even a 10-2 looked possible at that time, because it was like MLT did not have any answers to what Team Reckoning were throwing. But then somehow they were able to get back, at least they were able to equalize a 4-all scoreline. But at the end, it's Team Reckoning who lead in the half, 7-5.
Yeah, let's see if they can close out this game without any hiccups further. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you want a game.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly through it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back to Omen Valorant Challenges South Asia, driven by Hyundai and our styling partners Philips One Blade. You guys are watching Reckoning versus Militant Esports, and even though Reckoning started off with a bang with a 4-0 lead, Militant have done a decent job covering up the gap. Now let's see if they can push it all the way to the end and take this map for themselves. It is their own pick after all, so it would be expected that Militant come off with flying colors, and that's exactly what Wenka wants to start with.
It is a good pick, but Reckoning, they pick up pace on the back of it. But Bad Love is able to spam through the smoke. Deadly goes off. It was all because of the DK that was inflicted while he was trying to enter into the side because of the smoke orb. And now Reckoning find themselves in a 3v5. Flappen gets the spike down, but has been spotted down by Wenka. Reckoning, they do not expect this player to be in this position. Night Rider gets a couple of frags. All down to Flamer in a 1v5. He is not even able to get one. A flawless victory for MLT to start with the pistol round.
Flawless indeed. Militant keeping it competitive. It all started with that pick that Venka was able to get. Nice flashes from Rio to set him up for success. And Reckoning made some decent adjustments too. They head towards the A site very quickly. Which was the right call, you know, because a lot of Militant players were just stacked up towards the art area. And Reckoning knew that they won't be able to hold post plants near A main or art, so they decided to creep out towards dugout instead, take secret control. The call was correct, but what will you do with those correct calls if you are not able to win those duels? Militant fight their way to win.
It should be a fairly simple bonus round because there is not much investment from the other side of Reckoning. They do have a couple of sheriffs, 3 sheriffs that are frenzy to work with, and all because they were able to get the spike down. Let's see if they're able to make the most out of it. Deadly is trying to contact up B main, so there is just one fight out B main, and Hoya wins one out A art. This could be interesting. They just have to take care of Knight Rider. That's it, and the round will snowball.
Yeah.
Knight Rider though, playing it perfectly, not peeking out, not giving any unnecessary information to their opponents. And Hoya, he's a sneaky guy. Rio will get timing down. This late solo clear did not give them the result they needed, and now Knight Rider is under heavy pressure. 2 players towards him. Takes care of one, but Deadly with the trade. B side open up for business, and MLT, they are paranoid. They are running towards this B side, but somehow Cortez has that inkling that this spike is still coming towards A. And it rightfully is.
But he won't be able to trade them out unless he can go for an insane spray transfer. It would be very weird. He can't kill the wingman, and now he's like, yep, I might as well just get out.
Power of wingman.
And look at this, even though Militant Esports have the information on every single player of Reckoning, they can't do anything about the incoming flank from Deadly. So this is a race against time. Cortez boldly tries to stick this one, but he will only be sticking his foot in the grave. And Venka has to be paranoid about this. He tries to isolate the fights, tries to rush down A main, hoping to get that 1v1, but Deadly has arrived on the scene.
They just get thrifty right back, huh? That's how it is. MLT, they had the right reads. I still get it that you lose a player early on, but Rio trying to re-clear a art all by himself was not the right play. He could have either used a flash or some sort of util, or could have taken another player with him, so that they should have traded the player. I think Flaban was there, should have been traded, or Hoya. That did not happen, and then MLT was just put in a spin to just choose a side and rotate towards it. They even got the gamble correct in terms of I'd say Trish got the gamble. I'm sorry, not Trish. Cortez got the gamble correct. He stuck towards the A side, but then he was not able to hit the shots, and then the wingman just running through as well. Cortez has to do the heavy lifting. He's not even good for one.
Yeah, all these
being given away from Flaban, and Hush takes it off.
I mean, Reckoning kind of lost a lot of these rounds because of the 1v1s, and now Militant are making the same mistake. They offer the 1v1 towards A main. I agree, because Reckoning isn't making all this much noise. Militant got curious, they have to find out something. So Cortez goes on a reconnaissance mission, but he pays for it with his life. And even then, he doesn't get any concrete info. So Militant are still spread out in this default of sorts. I mean, Venka's holding the position on the box near Art. Bad Love's marking him in, and yep, there are two defenders on B, which is nice. But they will have to play really well with each other. Dangerous game.
The problem here is it will be planted by Wingman. So you won't get that free frag you were previously looking for. And all these players will just jump into this side. Yeah, I mean, Rio is good for one with a shorty. That's about it. Venka throws a few shots. Trish will be caught by Bad Love. So it is a 3v2 and not entirely out of their hands. Now, Harsh wants to go for the peak. Venka with the rifle is able to get one. The DC will catch him, and he is burning in the molly. Vulnerable as well. Harsh still picking him out, not afraid, and Reckoning not cleanly, but are at least able to win the round.
Yeah, I mean, they made all the clean moves they needed to in round 15 itself. I'm sorry, in round 14 itself. Give Militant the pistol win and then immediately steal the momentum back. That is so much worse for your economy. But Militant now have a very risky op pick onto Venka. Half armor on him, nothing else. I mean, we've been seeing these half armor strats from a lot of teams after lock-in. Not everyone has been able to do it as effectively as Fnatic, of course. And again, they're kind of like the best team in the world, so it's wrong of me to compare Militant and Reckoning to those. Lots of util from Militant plays towards Art and Double Door respectively. The alarm bot gets broken, but the nanostorm is not triggered. Now it is. And while that contact is being made towards Double Door, the re-clear from Rio comes through via Art. He uses the Trailblazer, even breaks the turret. So now Militant have the ability to fight towards mid, but Reckoning are just simply not offering them these battles at all. Reckoning are being chilling towards their entire spawn. And Rio overextends his welcome.
Why? And that's a solo duel offer. And I still cannot understand that he could have just stayed there, or maybe he took Knight Rider with him, so Hoya could have been traded. That's not the case, although Knight Rider has found a great timing. Deadly just went off the angle, and now he will be able to stab at least 2-3 players in the back. And yeah, Knight Rider untraded will be able to run away, or does he want to stick around? The operator is present here on his side, so this could be really difficult. And he gets the collateral. The best possible result is his. With the wall, Hush tried to enter, but no, Cortez will put a stop to it. And Hoya, the person, he is the only one who got a frag in the round, will be able to get the orb, but not the round.
Jesus. Militant looked shaky at first, especially when Rio lost his life towards
10
mid.
seconds left.
But then Knight Rider and his timing. Not only does Hoya doesn't mark that angle which he was holding, but he also lets Knight Rider get away with that frag. And because Knight Rider doesn't just kill one, he spots everybody else. Militant are fully prepared for that incoming A hit.
Ooh, that's a little bit unfortunate, I'd say. And especially Knight Rider getting the perfect timing, that is something you wouldn't have expected, because there usually is a smoke A main thrown by the Jet and then they dash in. So Deadly could have played a crucial role there.
Even
I mean Venka.
Yeah, even for Venka, he was supposed to be cut off by the High Tide. I'm sorry, not the High Tide, the Nebula.
Cascade.
And Flaban, he did activate a smoke, but it was just a bit too late. Oh, good stuff by Harsh. Clears out A
Making sure he
main,
has it
and then
again.
he steers the trash back to safety. This will give him the ability to use it once more. But because Revenant Esports are making a lot of noise towards A, Militant start pushing out of B. I fully expected them to go all the way towards ramp as well, but they don't need to with this wall that has been deployed by Badlove.
Well, let's see now Venka. He will see the trash, but the timer is about to expire, although it gets Knight Rider and he's all alone. Oh, this is just tragic. There was a little bit of an attempt from Venka to try and help his teammates survive. The Dizzy is perfect too. Deadly is able to get a couple of frags, although Badlove is able to get that frag onto Boya. There are no flanks available now for Team MLT, but they would have loved to have it. Badlove falls, a 4v2, retake, the flash is good, but no one to swing on the back of it.
Oh, the timing, it's perfect. The flash once again sets up Deadly for 6 years, and he's farming his bait storm once again. He used it to completely dismember Knight Rider, and now he's already got 3 points in it once more. Plus, Harsh is able to use the thrash once again, and this time he commits all the way towards dugout. At least on the first time around, he steered it back to safety and cleared up A main. To some extent, Militant were aware about this one, but they still couldn't do anything.
Now they've been forced to an eco. Yes, Venka will have the knives and you can really depend on him. There's a Spectre and a Marshal in the mix too, to make the players a little bit soft, and then Venka can maybe try and finish. But Reckoning, I think, realizing this, again have gone in for their usual default. They will leave mid completely. The Cascade will block the window, but they are still in their spawn. Badlove tagged a little bit, not being entirely taken care of.
And just to make sure that Militant can't pull that play again, which Knight Rider did just a round ago, the alarm bot has been placed right outside of mid.
The threat neutralized. Flaban even gets a couple. Yeah, I mean, Cortez is able to damage control at this point, but Flaban got 2. And in this round, with Badlove down to 5 HP, you really don't need a lot of smokes to get this in your favor.
Last player standing.
We'll just shut down Cortez. Harsh is able to get that frag onto Knight Rider. And Badlove wondering what to do. Nothing, because there's a bullet in your head from Deadly 10. Easy round for Reckoning. 11th one on the board. And they are looking to just close this map here and now. An MLT, I mean, I'd say as usual, because after the split, they haven't looked competitive on any other map. And the same thing is being repeated over here too.
Unfortunately, yeah. And because they can't play split, they play the second best game. That's Pearl. What they don't realize is that Reckoning also is pretty strong on this one. They were probably expecting a Harbor Viper combination from Reckoning, but with this whole Gecko act, even Militant doesn't know how to respond. At least Militant have been trying to fight aggressively towards mid every now and then. But out of the 3 times they've attempted it, they've only been successful once, and that too because of Knight Rider's timing.
Venka has been a very key part to the rounds that MLT have won.
Yeah, I mean,
But
in the
him
interview,
not being-
Venka did reveal that at least 40 to 50% of the rounds depend on his success.
And now him being thrown in an op, he was delivering very brilliantly, but when operator or the A site is, I'd say, the least useful weapon there. You usually get smoked off, you try to play an off angle, you're always good for one, but when you have a Gecko in the comp where Harsh can just throw a universal flash that will blind any off angle, there is really nothing that you can do with that operator. So it has been swapped out for a rifle, or I'd say they did not have enough money to throw an op on him. But now MLT, this is a crucial round. They lose it, their economy goes completely down the drain. Reckoning reach match point, that would be very, very difficult for MLT to come back from. So it is a very crucial round, and Cortez has a Reckoning for retake too.
Yeah, I was about to say double doors is unmarked, but Cortez just takes that position back.
Placing swarm grenade.
And he plays along with Badlove. But there's an early contact towards B main, which is supposed to be marked by Flaban. He's supposed to be the anti-lurk, and you know what? He's gonna do his job brilliantly. Does quite a lot of damage to the other guy as well. But Knight Rider has to play along with Cortez. They both were supposed to play 1-2. They were supposed to swing off of the other guy's contact, but that just simply does not happen, and Reckoning have leaked into the A site. And you know what? They will go for that secret control once again. If Militant are able to win their opening duels over here, if Cortez delivers, then this round is possible. Otherwise, Reckoning will reach map point.
Reckoning, they realize that if they all fall back to A main, the Reckoning will be very, very difficult to deal with. And they also invest their lockdown too. So they are just locking out the players of Team MLT. They don't want them coming in anytime soon. That's just great. I mean, you're buying so much time on the clock that MLT now have to reconsider their retake. They're not even attempting it. They just want to have enough weapons to play the next round, and now Rio is also being expected. A lot of spam, although the angle does not get checked, but Voya is the only one to fall. Harsh will trade it out, and MLT, they'll just be able to save these two weapons.
I mean, I don't even blame them for not checking the angle. If I got hit in that position with the spam, I think I would probably go out and swing it. Because he was just standing there like a Giga Chad, tanking all the damage, they thought it's clear. So he's able to get at least one exit frag, but at what cost? Reckoning are rolling in money. And they're already at map point. So even if you break their economy now, what can you possibly do to stop them? Poor Rio. He even invested the Seekers in this round, but couldn't get to act on that information because of the lockdown.
Why is the coach of Reckoning so vocal? What is he saying? Finish them. Finish them here. No more rounds. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, something straight out of that one fighting game, whose name I won't take. It uses fatality quite a lot, so I think you know what I'm talking about.
But he's super angry too. Why? Even Flavin's quite vocal.
Oh, I mean, Flavin's always vocal, so that's like a characteristic for him, you know? That's a character trait. But Reckoning don't want to give them any more chances. They know how important this game is, and it's the one game where they can actually build up their round difference. Their next few matches against teams like Revenant and Velocity are going to be quite close. Reckoning are recognizing the strengths of their opponents. So in order to build up a round difference, they have to defeat MLT with as dominant of a scoreline as possible.
This should be the final round though. I mean, MLT have a judge, a specter to work with for two different players. And I don't see a way them breaking this low defaulty sort of a play that Reckoning is throwing in. This time around, Deadly. With his support. Trist is there to support him. And they are just being given away control for free. No contention in art. You just have bad love throwing in from just holding their spawn, sort of spawn, or I'd say a link. But Reckoning have just got art for free, and now MLT is so paranoid they've stacked 3 players on A. That is the wrong call, because I think Reckoning, if they get this frag out bit, Bad Love will be the person who will activate.
What?
But he misses all the shots. That's the worst thing to happen. He gets taken down, and now Hoya suddenly is activated too. He is trying to become active on this lurk. Maybe get that frag on Rio. Although he won't be able to, and Reckoning are running back. This could be dangerous. Rio has a chance to convert this round on the back of his decision making, but he'll be caught. Deadly, it seemed like he knew. Did he hear the footsteps or something like that? But yeah, Reckoning. They get the 2 frags, and now MLT, I think it's just done.
Oh my goodness, Reckoning bamboozled the hell out of Militant. The early presence of Militant towards A kind of gave me an idea that they know what's coming in, but as soon as the Cosmic Divide was committed by Flavin, Militant fell for it hard. Especially with the flank coming in from Hoya, that timing was perfect, and he's able to create so much space for the team. Militant can face this defeat. They can still bounce back in the second game because it's Ascent, but maybe they can keep themselves alive right now, especially with Winker getting a frag. Knight Rider with the lockdown. This will force Reckoning all the way back towards Flowers and Dugout, but actually they're not falling back. They just want to go for the frags right here and now, and Venka's able to decapitate them all.
Oh, they tried.
Now knows exactly where Harsh is, so he will be able to get into half or maybe even stick it. The molly is there. He comes out. The molly will burst through and he's able to dodge everything, but does he have enough time?
My ult's ready.
Oh, almost he had it. He has it, not had, but he has the time. 0.12 on the clock, and MLT, they still survive.
The ace from Venka to keep Militant alive. This was such a rollercoaster round. Militant started off by using the high tide towards A main and Art, which kinda tells you that they're aware about the push coming in from Reckoning. But after Deadly got that first frag, and after the Cosmic Divide was committed towards the B site, Militant Esports kind of fell for the fake. They assumed that it's going to be a B site, which also led to Rio's unfortunate death, even though he was positioned perfectly for success. But on the back of Venka's heroics, his cold guy is able to keep them alive. Prevents Militant from turning into a cold corpse. But now Reckoning are making a contact play towards entry. It's not that much of contact play when you're making so much noise. But only the smokes have been committed towards Heaven and CT. The B-Link area is still open, which means the wingman can be killed. And it is. Night Rider stops it. But now Flavin commits his body to the blunt. And he doesn't get killed, so Reckoning still have the numbers. It's gonna be a very awkward 5v5 fight.
Ultimates, a lot available for MLT. Cortez's Reckoning would be the most impactful one, I'd say. Bad Love also has the pit, so it could be dropped to get the spike. If you deadly not being expected. 1, 2, 3, he's just racking up those numbers. There should have been a trade which did not happen. And Reckoning on the back of that 3k are finally able to close the round this time around, and Flavin. He's just out with the pistol.
Out with the pistols, in with the big guns. Reckoning Esports knew that play was gonna come through. And as soon as the Reckoning was committed, these guys set up Venka for success with a lovely flash. It hits Militant square in the face. As soon as they tried to come out of B-Link, they had their eyes blinded. And then their heads chopped off by the jet. I almost feel bad for Venka because he literally walked into his enemy's crosshairs. That shorty should have been able to finish him off, but no, he just walks into his enemy's crosshair, even though he wasn't focusing on Venka, you know. He was trying to kill the third guy coming out of B-Link. That was quite a funny thing to watch. But Reckoning saw that play coming from a mile away. You can't use the Reckoning against Reckoning, if you get what I mean.
Oh my god, one player just takes it all, huh? That's how it is. I think Deadly has to be the MVP too. And we were talking about this guy stepping up, and he has to be set up. He perfectly was, and he perfectly delivered in the map too.
Yeah, we'll break down this game with further detail on the other side of this break. And after that, we have Ascent as well, so don't go anywhere.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Hit multiple wins, I get it in.
Feeling under pressure. Pressure.
Let's see if it is indeed helpful for them. Welcome back, our lovely YouTube audience, to NODWIN Valorant Challenger South Asia, driven by Hyundai and our Sonic partners Philip One Blade. Reckoning were able to win map number 1. They took Pearl without a lot of difficulties, and now Militant have to face the music on Ascent. If they are able to somehow win this one, we will go to map number 3. But if they lose this, well, then they don't have much to lose in the first place, because Militant's hopes of getting to playoffs are next to zero. Even if they win this game, they probably might not make it to playoffs, so they don't have anything to lose, which makes them very dangerous players. I hope they're able to somehow go out gracefully from this tournament by putting up a good fight.
Hey, but if you talk about agent composition, I'd say Reckoning is throwing in some pizzazz that we were talking about. We have Voya on the Sage, and MLT are also running a Sentinel, but that will be Knight Rider on the Killjoy. But the Sage, that is an interesting pick. How do you use it on attack? How do you watch your flanks on attack? All of these questions will be answered in the very first half, where Reckoning will start on the attacking half. It is, I'd say, a very default mid-control play coming in from Team Reckoning. There's a smoke down mid, and they bombard into the smoke, where Voya also headshot it. Badla will be able to get another, and then the players just flood out a shot. Harsh a little bit late to the duty because he was previously watching B main, and all the players just got slaughtered in between. And now it's all down to Harsh, who won't be even able to see his opponent. Knight Rider will be able to take down Harsh. And MLT, a very quick start, a very positive start to the game. Pistol round is in their backpack. Ooh, Venka, look at this. He was even able to deliver that headshot onto Voya, which I think made the complete difference. And then no one breaking recon. Both the players of Ace Shot, Knight Rider and Cortez just pushing in through. Get the double frag. The frenzy was there too. And MLT, they are able to secure the pistol. Should be easily able to get this follow-up round too. You just have a couple of sheriffs on Deadly 10 and Voya. And Trist is playing with a shorty. A very quick entry, and Cortez being revealed gets his head taken care of. Bad Love is able to get one, maybe the second, no. Voya on the other hand gets that flag onto Venka too. Cold and Bad Love, not the best possible TP, but he still survives. It is a 4v3 retake. Flaben has a Spectre to work with, and Deadly is very low on HP. This is something, let's see how do they work around. These players inside do not have weapons too. And Voya not being spammed out of position. The paranoia is good, but Harsh, important duel. And he does not win it out. He tags Bad Love very low, but he's still not able to make it out alive. Knight Rider gets a frag. Knight Rider gets the second one too, and it's all down to Flaben. Good for one. Does not expect the player up a heaven. And MLT, super close, but better than losing the follow-up round. They are able to get that second round. And MLT should feel very, I'd say, a little comfortable, because at least they were able to win the round. But now in terms of economy, in a very difficult spot. Bad Love over here. He should have been taken down previously. The shrouded step he hit up heaven was not good. He was exposed for a very long period of time, but I think Voya, he was not aware, or he was caught reloading, because of which he's not able to get that frag, and then Bad Luck comes back to back to just bite back the players of Reckoning.
Oh, Reckoning start off this full buy with a slightly less space approach. You know, they take their defaults really seriously. Oh, and that's exactly what they were hoping to avoid. So they now know that the Odin is on B. They just need to figure out where the KJ util will be, and that also is on the B side. I must say, it is a bit weird to see Voya on the stage, but now I'm seeing why he picked it up. These walls to get the elevation are amazing. In fact, I think we might even see him try to use that wall once more, where Flaben gets on top and TPs into the site. He can use the shrouded step to get directly into the site from there. It's a risky play, but hey, it might just work. We usually also see a chamber pick from Reckoning on Ascent, but they haven't gone for that this time around. So yeah, Reckoning going for some massive agent changes in every map.
Shadows traveling.
It worked out for them in the previous map. And this time around, they've got the clean entry in the second round. The flash, a good one! But he's not able to land the shot. Cortez should have been cleanly able to take down Flaben in that position, but no, they survive. All the 5 players survive. And now Harsh in that off angle won't be expected. Reckoning, they should have this round logged until Minka has a say in it, because he is the only one with rifle now, and Voya is not expecting him. He turns and then never mind. I said it a bit too early. His weapon will be picked up and he will be essentially traded out by Knight Rider. But now in a 2v4, a smoke in his face and Rio up heaven with just an Ares. Nah, this round secured for Reckoning.
Yeah, it is indeed secure. Unless Rio can get an exit frag. It's quite funny to see how Reckoning are able to just stay in the side during these post-bomb situations. They almost never go towards A main, which is good. I mean, at one point when Knight Rider does get his lockdown, and now he has it in the next round, they won't struggle to get out of that area, you know? Reckoning, because they're playing on the site itself, the crossfires from them are deadly enough, and now that Knight Rider has his lockdown, Reckoning won't be able to play from the site itself. They will have to play somewhere either on A main or re-aggress towards tree in order to deal with that.
Okay, so now I'd like to see if Trist has done his homework, because that A shot lockdown that we're talking about can easily be broken down because of the nade he has. There is a very simple lineup from A main. There is a lineup from A side itself. So let's see if Trist has done his homework or not, and if he's able to break the lockdown using his fragment nade. It'll be important to see, because Reckoning are heading towards this A side, and the setup from Knight Rider is there too. So it could be difficult, but if they're able to get through it, they wouldn't be worried about lockdown. So yeah, let's see. Reckoning, they got themselves that round. They were able to get the first round for themselves. Or will they be able to follow it up? If they do not, they'll be forced to an eco. So it'll essentially be a 4-1 start, which would be a very good start for MLT. And even for MLT, the previous round was, I'd say, a bonus round, where they played with the same weapons. They invested a little bit of, I'd say, weapons here and there, although we're not able to save any of it. So they are also at a position where if they lose, their economy will be completely broken down to pieces. But I think Reckoning, they do have a better chance over here to win this round. And MLT, on the other hand, they have the right answers, they have the right players, they had the right setup until now, before the technical timeout. The 5-6 seconds of the minimap that we saw suggested MLT gearing up heavily for a hit, and Reckoning were going exactly for that. So let's see if that's the same case after this tech timeout is solved, after this tech timeout has been taken care of, and we do hope to resume the game very, very soon. For the 3 rounds that we have seen till now, MLT, they have shown, I'd say, not improvements entirely, because 3 rounds won't be the correct spot to judge them on, but they've shown intent, to say the least. Because especially the pistol round, where they were able to get 1 frag in the smoke, the dink onto Hoya, and suddenly a recon comes in and both the players A-shot push, disregarding the control for A main. So that was something that showed positive intent from the side of team MLT, and let's see if they're able to carry it out in the 4th round.
And unfortunately, we have to greet our old friend again, Mr. Technical Timeout. Always an unwelcome guest, but
Exactly,
never
nobody likes
unavoidable. We've had quite a lot of that today now, haven't we? We saw a big break in map 1 as well. Now we get this one too. It really does serve to destabilize the momentum of any team if they so catch it. But now that there's only been 3 rounds, it doesn't really stop anything, does it? At 3 rounds, I don't think any team will catch momentum unless you're aiming for a 4-0, 5-0 start.
I think that's what team MLT want. And they will be able to get it if they're able to win this particular round. And here, this is what I'm talking about. Venka gets 1 frag, the recon hits, and both the players of A-shot, look at them, just running towards their prey, just leaving A-main alone, that yeah, we'll take care of A-main later on, guys. We'll first find these frags out mid. And then this round got a little bit sketchy, but MLT were able to control it. Knight Rider gets a couple of frags, and then Flamen left all alone, the spike not planted for him. I mean, Bad Love was left with just 13 HP. There was a chance he was able to have maybe an Ares in that situation, so he could have spammed through the box. But yeah, that was just not the case. And the support was available from Rio. And then this round, where a lot of exits were found from MLT, although they themselves were not able to secure any sort of a rifle. But hey, damaging your opponent's economy, that's the best thing you can hope to do in a bonus round.
That is correct. They did damage quite a lot. Now, honestly, I love the TP that we saw from the defensive woman over there. He was able to get a cross, which allows Flavin to not get another kill. Puts him in a much graver situation than he was in before. Since he was able to kill that Killjoy in that round, he thought, yeah, since nobody's on the spike, I can probably hold this area and then play as soon as they drop. But the Shrouded Step changed everything. He was then forced to kill the Diffuser. And from up top, the Ares just planted 1,000 bullets in his back. We don't get to see a lot of... Yeah, we don't get to see a lot of Ares now, do we?
I'd love to see some Odin though.
Yeah, same, but I don't think I've seen anyone pick up the Ares all that much. I mean, not just in VCSA, in any region for that matter. People just don't like that gun.
Except for Jonas, I think no one loves it. And unfortunately, he's not playing over here, so yeah. Not much of Ares action. This time around, though, again, a very fast piece towards this A side. And look at this MLT, they're completely respecting it because they have the lockdown available for retake, but the respawn was just brilliant. And then the molly too, MLT, they don't even need it. They do not even need the lockdown, and when all the 5 players are alive inside, how can a play like this be made?
No
and
way.
He's also expecting Harsh. Deadly gets a couple of frags overall, but leaves Voya all alone, and he has to run to safety. He won't be allowed to because Rio just peeks out of A heaven, gets the frag, and MLT gets the round.
Yeah, now you know why they were so keen on giving up this side. These microplays that they have are such good adjustments. The recon doesn't get broken. Of course, why will it get broken? It was thrown behind the players of Reckoning while they had already flooded into the site. So they won't look back upon the areas they've already cleared, you know. And then as soon as somebody gets pinged, you've got the players of Militant showering bullets upon them through the smokes. That gets you a single frag. And then another one with the fragment. It's perfect. They're able to get these early man advantages super quick. And even the flank which was coming in late from tree was dealt with. I mean, that flank had the potential to break the lockdown as well, alleviate a lot of pressure onto Reckoning. But now Reckoning once again have been thrown back into the economic slumber. They've got just one gun onto Voya. And even if he dies over there, he'll have his resurrection, so that's fine, I guess. Deadly with the blades, sharp as ever. But the judge caught napping. Wenka wasn't too cold over here, he was just simply not present, but at least Bad Love is able to make up for his lack of action. But can they get traction over here though? Rio has 2 people surrounded, but that's not where the spike is. The spike is already behind him. The ultimate from Flavin comes through, but everyone else is dead. And Flavin doesn't even have a gun. He can probably retrieve that weapon if he jumps up, but the rest of Militant Esports are already towards market, trying to prevent him from taking it.
Oh, but the double smokes will help him sneak into B main.
Triple actually, one from the other Roman as well. Oh no, but it clears at the worst time possible.
And Bad Luck. What a hold from Bad Luck though, of a shot. I mean, every player around him fell. The player out B main falls, then you have another Sheriff frag coming through on a shot. But somehow he's able to take care of both the players a shot. And is able to teleport through and help his teammate out B main too. So that's just great presence. But here Venka sort of, I think, lagged out or what? He was not ready. He was not ready for the player to peek through the smoke.
Caught napping, my friend. Caught napping. I think he might have been probably looking towards one of his teammates' screens or maybe looking at the mini-map. And that timing also was just really, really unfortunate now, wasn't it? The smoke faded and just in that second, they peek him. So yeah, that judge could have turned the whole round on its head, but hey, there's still more players to rescue Militant from certain death. This time Reckoning extending into mid. This takes a lot of damage, but at least he's still alive. Luckily he's got Voya, so he can get healed back up, no problem.
Voya is a little bit paranoid. Someone will push him in, so he is also still holding his position. The drone won't spot anything at all, a tree. This should ring some danger bells in the minds of Reckoning. For a team to completely give up a shot, a tree, is not something you'd expect. And now Rio also trying to check through his drone. There is no information available B main. The flash goes in. Market control established. There is a player out B main which breaks the turret now. So this split is coming now. Knight Rider tries to find a timing, but all the frags go the Reckoning way. And that is where Reckoning are able to maybe convert the round, and MLT could call an early save now.
They can't even come in through market. The barrier orb has been placed over there by Voya. And in case something goes wrong, the res will always be back. Plus, Reckoning have so many ultimates to not just win this round, but also the next one. Although that being said, Militant are awfully close to their ults too. Cortez is 2 away from the Null Command. Venka's 1 away from the Blade Storm. So Militant have the ability to fight back, and so far they've been using these micro plays to just ruin the executes of Reckoning. And that's exactly why Reckoning were forced to adjust. You see, this time they didn't go for a straight up B crunch. They made noise mid, fell back for a second after breaking the KJ utility, and then they just dump everything inside. Cloudburst and the barrier orb to shut down mid. Flashes towards market, they help them get inside. And yeah, Knight Rider, I understand he tried to make a nice play. I understand the intent behind it, but he thought that everybody from Reckoning had already, just slipped into the site. He wouldn't have realized that there's still 2 players who are dropping down from the market height at that very moment. So he can't capitalize on the timing. Sova gets silenced, so Harsh can't really, I'm sorry, not Harsh, Rio can't really do anything. And what can that Odin possibly do? Even when there's so many players coming at you, it's difficult to spray transfer it. So, Reckoning are able to put another one on the round, on the board. But Militant can hit them right back.
Let's see though, this early hit on B main has been stopped for a little bit because of the nano swarms. The Hunter's Fury will be invested too, and Rio has been coordinated. That's a frag to find. The CT player is also being taken care of, and once again, all these solo plays that Team MLT are trying to make inside. I'm not sure why, and now Hoya finally using the Grim Ball. I think Hoya just read our minds. This previous to the broadcast, I was taking up this point. Why don't we see some Sage Grim Balls being used in action? Hoya said, here it is. On the map end, it is just beautiful to see.
That's not even one of those super fancy Grim Balls which don't give you even a hint. Yeah, that's a pretty normal one.
But players are surprised because of it.
Yeah, but Reckoning made this execute work so brilliantly. They smoked market and the defensive spawn like any team would normally would. But instead of directly just heading into the site, they instructed Deadly to stay in the smoke, which means they were expecting another smoke push from Militant. Just like Knight Rider did previously, Reckoning saw this one coming too. And if anyone tries to come in from market, Voya's height will be able to help him out get those flags easily. And if all of those goes wrong, if all of that fails, the Null Command and the Hunter's Fury will clear out the backside at the very least. Then all you have to do is worry about the retake players who, quite frankly, won't have a say in that round.
And there's the timeout. Look at their money. 3,300 for Bad Love, 25 and 27 for Cortez. So I don't see them buying into this round MLT. Or maybe they can. Maybe you have a Bulldog being dropped by Venka to Cole, since he already has that operator, and the third player somehow forces to a Spectre or a Stinger with all the util they need. But then MLT would be all in. And if Reckoning win even that round, it'll be a 4-4 scoreline and you'll be kicking yourself, as you'll be forced to an eco. And once again, Reckoning would have made a good comeback into the half. Down 4-1, it is a mere 2-round, it is a mere 3-round deficit when you're up 4-1. But it has already been covered. You've already got 2 rounds, Reckoning, and that too in convincing fashion. So it was not like you dropped a lot of weapons or you won on behalf of a clutch. It was always a team effort. It was always capitalizing on the individual duels that are being gifted to you by Team MLT. And I see really no reason for MLT to do it, for MLT to push through smokes, for MLT players to make a play. But somehow it is still being done in the previous 2 rounds. And Reckoning have punished them for it.
Wait, Bad Love on the op? Okay then, I kind of expected either Venka or Knight Rider to pick it up, but I haven't seen Bad Love op. So, yeah, this should be fun.
Venka has the knives and Knight Rider has the Vandal. So I think it was Bad Love's chance to now shine.
Yeah.
He has positioned himself A main and throws a smoke and throws a one-way too. So how do you really counter it now? I mean, your operator is essentially useless. Harsh drone though will be completely nullified, so no information of A shot will be given to you, my boy. And there is a 3-man stack by Team MLT on this A side. So let's see. Reckoning for now was just poking and prodding and waiting for any sort of response, which will be now given by Venka to Cold. And as the name suggests, he's just too cold and is able to drop Harsh on his feet.
Yeah, but Harsh was one of the only players towards that area. And now that Militant didn't kill him, they might just assume that nobody else is headed over there. Unless this comes through. And there's an easy counter to the resurrection. Just throw in the Hunter's Fury, put Harsh back in the
Gets a
grave,
double.
and a bonus onto Deadly as well.
And then Knight Rider is also sort of half checked over there. Oh, MLT, they pull out a Thrifty. A great way to start the round in terms of Venka just getting that frag and even closes it out.
Sheesh.
Beautiful round from MLT. But then again, the mistake has been committed from Reckoning.
Yeah,
They were
that's
too
correct.
shy. They were too shy to push aside, which was working for them in the past 2 rounds. I mean, previously they just very quickly hit a particular side and were able to win the round on the back of it. But this time around, I mean, for some reason they went slow and just got picked apart one by one.
I mean, that slow wasn't even the biggest problem. The biggest problem was that they were also indecisive.
Let's fly.
I mean, they were just kind of hoping to make on-the-fly adjustments, which is understandable. They are a very fluid team, but you have to respect Militant enough to make those counterplays. Some of those plays was very readable from Militant. They didn't even have to make an effort. Venka won't be able to dash back, but he can still beat Lethal unless the flash comes through. Yep, now he's supposed to reposition, but the fragment won't burn him. Now that he's not suppressed anymore, he can get back to safety. B-main is going to be a problem. A peek from Voya from the other side catches Venka off guard. And they've also taken mid, so now Reckoning are in prime position to crunch onto the B side, but that's not where they are headed. Look at the position from Flabin. He's hoping to catch someone off guard. The defaults from Reckoning are still active, and now Flabin will show us exactly why those defaults were super effective.
Rio though, the re-clear out B main is huge. This will help Team MLT to find something. But the trade is not there. Cristo is able to take care of Knight Rider and finally Deadly arrives. It is all down to bad luck. And the TP is good, but he's not able to find the spike. If and only if he finds the timing onto Deadly 10, it could have been an interesting round. But now Flabin marks the angle. CD and Market is being washed out by Triss. Should be a Reckoning round through and through.
Yeah, I was so afraid over there. Dude, Militant had a lot of good chances, you know, but Reckoning played this to perfection. Every single mistake they made in the previous round, the indecisiveness, the inability to trade, all of those were fixed over here. They spread out on a default, just like they did in the previous round, but this time, everybody is just so adamant on hitting these shots. They really put pressure Deadly 10. They forced him to vacate mid. And while the op can be a big deterrent to anyone peeking out from B main, if Hoya's already on the other side, Deadly won't be able to position his crosshair appropriately.
Let's see the Venka. They had enough money to get him another operator and bad luck.
Right.
He is just able to get that frag for his name. Now MLT, they find themselves at the numbers advantage. The flash will be perfect too to buy some more time. The dash up draft. Deadly's already up heaven, but he'll be taken care of. And then the shot.
Down A.
Oh my god, Venka's just playing with Reckoning now. Trist, he is in a tough spot. Bad love, great paranoia, and he's able to get that frag on too harsh. The split is not allowed at all. And once again, MLT, yes, the duels bend their way, but overall, the small micro adjustments they made were just perfect. Knight Rider will close out the round, and MLT, this is their 6th one on the board. This time around, it seems like MLT have come prepared. They have performed even better as compared to on the map of Pearl. And look at this Venka, and then the switch out of shot. Oh my god, was this beautiful. Bad love. He exactly knew the paranoia was the perfect piece of util in that position. And then Knight Rider swings off of Cortez. A good round and forces Team Reckoning to call a timeout. The words should be simple from coach. The fast hits were working, guys. Let's just resort to them. Our fast hit on A worked out beautifully. Our fast hit on B worked out beautifully. Why change? Why change what's not broken? And Reckoning, if they resort to again a fast piece and they do not find that operator on the correct side, they will be blessed. They will be blessed with the complete side open. And the post plants have been beautiful from Reckoning. Only once, I think, in the round after pistol is where Reckoning lost to the post plant scenario. Every time they get this spike down, they are the ones favored in the round. And let's see if that adjustment comes in through or not. Reckoning. MLT though, on the other hand, they have got 6 rounds to their name and they're looking for more. They'll take any more rounds they get. And there will be put in some words will be thrown in that, guys, please be ready for a fast execute towards any of these sites, because that's exactly what was working for Team Reckoning. But no, it's again a slow default. With the help of the recon, Reckoning is taking space up rapidly. A shot, and the drone will completely clear a tree. You only see Cortez on the back of that drone, and you know that there will be players out A main. The null command gets popped in by Cortez just as a response to all the util being thrown in, but Reckoning, they finally head towards this B side, and it is fairly less defended. The crosshair gets broken down because of the dash, but the Odin is still alive. Rio, good for one. The paranoia is beautiful, and Voya swings on the back of it. Another 4v3 found, another retake situation found, and Flamin will find that headshot onto Venka too cold. That is the round done. The weapon should just be saved, and it won't. They tried to attempt it, but Reckoning, the timeout works beautifully. They sell a little bit of a fake towards that A side, which did draw some rotations. And MLT, they fall for it. They fall for it hard, and now have no money to work with in this final round of the half. Look at that, a half shield for Rio. I mean, Bad Love cannot even buy a rifle over here. He needs to play on maybe a bulldog that gets dropped in from Venka too cold. So it's still not completely over this particular round for MLT, but they'll have a hard time getting those early duels in their favor. B-main aggression shown from MLT, but Reckoning, they are opting for a fast hit towards this A side. The smokes will be thrown in, the molly gets disrespected, and they're already into the side. Deadly gets in. Voya, yes, tagged up a little bit, but his life is still with him. He does not get taken down, and Reckoning find themselves in a 5v5 post-plan situation. Lockdown bombed, but Flamin will take the head of Knight Rider. The trades coming through. The lockdown is still there, finally to be broken down. But Venka, in the midst of all of this, is able to find a frag onto Trace. Deadly, up A Heaven is trying to find a cheeky angle onto Rio. He's able to find nothing for now. Venka spotted. The trade is there. The player up A Heaven just has to buy enough time. But Deadly decides to push.
Nice.
The shorty works. And now Venka in a 1v2. Has the blades available. Is being spammed through. The first blade.
No way!
He gets the second. Does he have time?
He's nothing.
Does he have time?
I think he does.
Oh.
I think he does. He's got this.
My God, what a round. This guy is just too cold.
And Reckoning had everything, for this one. They saw the lockdown from Knight Rider coming a mile away. There was even a Hunter's Fury used to kill the lockdown, and at the same time, Reckoning had their players dive inside just to make sure that there's no nasty surprises. But with the flurry of trades going in the favor of Militant Esports and Venka coming up huge in that last few moment, Militant are just perfectly positioned to win this game. They've gotten a lead after so long, not just in this match, but in the entire league, And this is one of those games from Militant where they actually have hopes of winning. I hope they're able to convert this one, because then they will at least have something to show for this entire split. They've had troubles all throughout. I just hope that Militant are able to get at least one map win before they leave this tournament. Will they be able to close it out? We'll see in the second half.
Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you want to game.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to VCSA Challengers. We are back into the game with half number 2 and we do see team Militant in the lead this time around. It is a change, but let's see if they are able to keep up with it and maybe win the map so that we go to the decider, we go to the final map of the day. It'll be interesting to see, and let's have a look at the setup. It is going to be a simple defaulty setup coming in from Team Reckoning, but Militant, they want to go in fast towards this A side.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Reckoning have the one agent that can kill your base, that is the Sage. Oh, but the dash from above still comes through. Venka not able to get the value that he wanted. And this crossfire on the other side of this barrier up is just so brutal. You can't clear it. Even if you break all the blocks of the barrier up, you still have to go through the smoke. And if that isn't enough, there's flashes on top. The shock darts will do absolutely nothing. Boya still poised to perfection. He's gonna swing wide now. No way. Are we gonna get to see a knife? Leo's run out of bullets and he gets sliced.
At least one.
Yeah, at least he slices back, you know. So if you're gonna throw salt onto his wounds, he will sprinkle some back in your face.
That's good. That's a good thing to, you know, achieve for Rio over there. At least he does not get completely humiliated since he got one with the knife himself. And that's great. But yeah, this crossfire not being broken down, and then you also had some support in. So that was a great round. That was a great round coming in from Team Reckoning. They identified that there is a threat of B main, and instantly there was a wall from Voya, and they all played aggressive on the back of it, because sometimes you do see the Sage just falling off, falling back, and then playing with the slow orbs. This time around though, Venka has been spotted down, but Voya is not able to land those headshots. Even Venka playing it safe this time around, all alone. He is the only person holding B main, so it did make a lot of sense for him to fall back, and there is a wall instantly towards the mid side. Again, look at this economy management that is coming in from Reckoning. Deadly and Voya are playing on these pistols, whereas rest of the players have upgraded their weapons. Now this shouldn't matter a lot until unless we see some crazy shots being hit by Team MLT or maybe even Rio with a Marshal. There's even a drone to clear out B main. Won't get any information. And Venka can sneak. He has the timing right, but Voya draws out the weapon in time, gets the first frag, and again puts a stop to MLT's push.
Yeah, but Militant still have a timing window. The smokes that they have used are about to run out, so they better go now. The recon is amazing. Voya is able to get one. Not the person who he targeted, but he's just going so absolutely berserk, man. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for Militant right now. They had to go through the ringer to get to the site and then haven't been able to plant yet. It's only 20 seconds left, so Reckoning are gonna dive in. No escape. At least they have a Spectre now, so some firepower is added to the mix.
Oh, the flash is beautiful though, but no one comes out. That's a difficult thing, but yeah, I mean, the double peek is beautiful too. Deadly. Makes work short, gets both the frags, and it did look a little scary once that Spectre was recovered, but yeah, they're able to close the round respectively.
Strike at their weak points. If one link breaks, the rest.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports have been so good on these B-site holds. Militant are not able to get their foot in the door, let alone get to the site. And now this is a little bit of retribution, isn't it? Militant were able to secure a round on the back of a similar play when they threw in the recon dart and they were able to get a couple of kills with the smoke. That happened on a shot. And now they face a similar situation on the B side as well. So Reckoning are basically giving them a whole tit for tat treatment.
The knife though will force the remaining two players of Team Reckoning to leave out A main, and because the Omen is suppressed, there is no smoke available. So now it has to be thrown in closer to it. The volley to try and buy some time. This does not know the player is already so deep in. Now the second player of Reckoning is not noted, but finally Venka turns around, but only turns around to see that his whole team has been just sniped away from a distance. Deadly with a 3k and brings it to a 3v2, make it a 1v3. He's on for the ace with this op. Has the Blitzdorm, my guy, just go for it. You have the double up draft too. You can try and go for the ace. Knight Rider is all alone. And he's trying to, I think, group back or maybe go back towards the B side. But hey, Reckoning are poised to win the round now.
The only thing that Reckoning need to do now is stick together. They can't afford to give away 1v1s to Knight Rider. They're all positioned towards heaven.
30
Might even
seconds left.
consider that Knight Rider is already on his way towards the B side, but they hold on to their horses. They hold on to the A side.
Calling my bot.
They know that Knight Rider will outbrain himself. He will end up overthinking this one. And now he has to break the door if he wants to get there on time. He can't hope to kill all these people on heaven.
Gets one. But yeah, that's where the dream ends. And Reckoning. What a round. What a round from Deadly 10. I don't know how he just kept peeking through the smoke, through the A heaven smoke and getting those frags. But hey, it worked out flawlessly. And all because of that economy management, man. All because of that economy management. They again throw that orb onto Deadly 10. Exactly similar to what we saw from them in the map of Pearl while they were defending. And this time it just works out as a charm. Third round operators just hit different.
Oh, yeah, just not ready to back off at all.
Blocking sight.
Deadly punishes Rio like he usually does. Deadly just doing deadly things. And there's a tiny gap which Hoya was looking to exploit, but now Knight Rider is wary of it.
That's why he picked the Sage, huh? That's why he picked the Sage, and around him Deadly is also doing just perfect job. And there is some spam from Harsh too. So MLT just losing fights on all fronts that they were trying to take. And yeah, I mean, buildup tried to create an off angle, was trying to challenge that operator of Deadly. Won't be given anything else. There will be a smoke. They will still try to take B market control. But Hoya is ready. Hoya has a rifle and he is ready. A random shot being thrown in. The rifle will connect. And yeah, that should be the round. Reckoning. No way they lose this round from here on.
Unless Wenka goes berserk once more. Oh, the timing. He almost had it. Deadly almost killed him, but now Hoya swings out, and this time Wenka isn't prepared. Like we said, you can't depend on him too much for your success. In one of these interviews, Badman confessed that they rely on Wenka like 70% of the time, to which Wenka was like, oh no, it's not that high. Probably like 40 to 50%. Let me tell you, my friends, that number is still too high.
My quiver is never full.
What changes do we see? Do we see a timeout here from MLT? I know it would be a little bit too early, but you started off the half on a 7-5 note, on a promising note to close this map in your favor and push us to the map of Bind. But now 4 rounds back to back, and I could have agreed if the rounds were close. I could have still said that, yeah, I mean, MLT is still very much in the game, but all the rounds were just one-sided. It was again and again Reckoning getting those picks and winning the rounds. The only round where MLT had an impact was on that A side where Deadly got a 4K, almost the ace, and if he just keeps hitting shots like these, it would be impossible for MLT to come back into the game.
Okay then.
Ah, dirty. But I love it, because I just love shots like these being hit.
Dirty, disgusting. All these filthy adjectives aren't enough to describe how badly Bad Love got done over there. I mean, there's a bad in his name, so you can expect that he gets that treatment. Okay, now I can't watch anymore. This is a bit painful at this point. No double swing from Cortez. I really thought that they would double swing the angle. I mean, there's no smoke to cut off the defensive spawn angle, so you might as well try to isolate the Odin, which has been present over there since, I don't know, like quite a few years now. Oh,
No,
he gets
maybe the
pinged.
spam. everything is going correct for Reckoning. I mean, this was a round where Reckoning were poised to, I mean, put up a fight.
30
Or rather, MLT was poised to put up a fight.
Oh,
the
no.
shot get missed, and finally Rio is able to do something about it. Deadly's
Wait,
operator
Rez?
has been taken away. Come on, you wouldn't do your star player dirty.
You've already done some filthy stuff. Why not add in a little bit more? Militant are about to run out of time, and they're being bombarded with the utility from Christ. At least they're able to bring it back to some extent, but this round is done. And Reckoning could have made this worse, you know, if they just waited 6 seconds to kill the remaining members of Militant, they won't even have any weapons and they wouldn't have had the money. Now that would be truly dirty.
See, the thing that is good here for MLT are the ultimates. Every ultimate is ready. I mean, Knight Rider, even if he gets an orb, his lockdown will be available. And Venka, we've seen this guy do literal magic with this blade. And I wouldn't be surprised again if we see something like that happen. But then again, your team has to put in some effort and get either 2 or 3 frags early on to support you and help you set up. And once again, the operator was challenged and Bad Luck comes out on top. The headshot gets landed and suddenly Hoya is activated because he wants to get the press. Knight Rider challenges the angle and gets the double headshot onto Hoya. So finally some things are going good, but then the operator from Knight Rider will also come in. Harsh did get a trade, but Knight Rider answers back in kind, puts Team Reckoning in a 2v4.
Scanning ahead.
The rest of his team can't join because of the barrier up, so they are slowed down a bit. Would have been a problem for them if Reckoning were already present on site, but they are lucky this time Reckoning have already called a save. I mean, they do have money, they can attempt. Deadly has 7k in the bank, Voya as well. So it's not like they can't let this round go entirely. The least that they can do is make sure that Militant can't carry these weapons forward into the next round, you know, just make sure they don't give them a free thrifty win and the weapons too. Take something away.
Last player standing.
The drone those spots everyone out, and now it's all down to Flaben. Bad Love is ready with the Odin, won't be able to get anything. They are desperately trying to get out of the site. Cortez was not very about the off angle but survives. And Flaben will maybe let Knight Rider go. The TP is there. But the headshot from Cortez is just better. So yeah, MLT, they do save 2 weapons. They are able to pull off a thrifty. And Reckoning will be hurt a little bit because of it.
Yeah, but this round came at the cost of all your fragments. You know, they weren't able to tactically outsmart Reckoning Esports. They were just able to win their duels. And while that's a very convenient way of winning, it's not consistent.
They'll need to basically crack the code. So for MLT, this round should be a no-brainer, I'd say. Throw the lockdown. Just cover the gap with the Hunters, Fury, and maybe Cortez also pops his Null Command as an insurance policy. Should be a straightforward round. Let's see if it is or not. The knife lands, the player is suppressed, the Null Command being thrown in too, but there is a headshot even before Venka was entering into the site. Now, try to break the crosshairs. The frags just go the way of Reckoning. Once again, they disrespect the smokes. The timing of the push is not there for Team Militant, and Reckoning take the most advantage out of it.
Chris is farming over here. And man's almost about to get another one. Fragment doesn't land all the way inside, but Knight Rider is now blind, and even Deadly wants a little piece of the pie. This game is somewhat headed to an end. Tactical superiority, mechanical prowess, everything that Reckoning possess is now being used against Militant. The only saving grace that Militant have are their ultimates. And Cortez did use his Null Command, but it still did not help because the barrier orb's already present, smokes can be used. And that is like a massive full stop to your push. If Militant are too stubborn to challenge all of that, then they will get sprayed down in quite a brutal fashion too.
This is a superb composition, I'd say. Reckoning, they come in with a Sage. I was thrilled to see, but I wanted to see the practical usage of a Sage. And Boya has shown exactly that. Now, Flaben was trying to be super aggressive, but just get baited out by Venka 2-Pole's movement. And then his teammate Rio is able to scoop up that frag. And once again, Boya looking to be a little bit proactive. He has support from Harsh. The drone will be thrown in, but the Hunter's Fury as a response towards his side will get that first tag onto Harsh, but he survives. That's the important thing. And now MLT are also creeping up mid. This is another one of those rounds where MLT are winning these duels. I'd say they were given away the first frag for free, but then everything falls in place, and 9th round is where Team MLT are able to find themselves on.
Flawless.
Alright, I mean, I do agree that one of these rounds which MLT was able to win previously was on the back of frags, but this one was actually very, very smart. So the first win, understandable, that's a fair duel. But you see the Hunter's Fury being used so proactively. As soon as Harsh activates the drone, the Hunter's Fury is sent in to kill that Sova in that position. They expect where he would be and they throw in all the laser beams. They don't get a kill with the Hunter's Fury, but that's a different story. And it's still fine because Militant are able to convert all those all those fights in their favor towards 3. Plus, at the same time, you've got a lurker coming up towards the top of mid. That's perfect. He's able to kill Deadly 10. Oh, Chris breaks the turret with the Phantom, not the AWP. So they probably might not expect another AWP in the hands of Deadly, at least not this soon.
Knife will give away Venka's position. He is just trying to jump spot and see if the operator is positioned here or not. But MLT have other things in mind. They want to hit this B side, I think. Some util being invested over here. The jump peak was there and Cortez even gets tagged through. 120 tag but does not take him down. The operator though is spotted now. It instantly is, I think, trying to fly back.
You should run
a little bit towards Pizza, but they do not have anything watching Pizza, so the operator needs to be continuously be put there.
This could be a
Lockdown
fake.
gets invested, and yes, it is. It is a fake, and Flaven is sticking around. Now, the frag is everything he wants. If he gets that frag, that's where Flaven can be activated. Trist, what's the player? Flaven has to give away this position, has to give away the side. And I think MLT, they will play this as a retake situation.
Now, even though the spike planter is in the site itself, the rest of his team aren't anywhere with him. There's still 2 people stuck towards B main, and Knight Rider can make a massive difference over here. He can at least get 2 frags at the minimum. First one down, now his position's revealed. The Odin is able to spray him down at that range too, and Deadly now pops off with the knives. It's all up to Rio. He started this, he might just make it possible with the double. A bait res comes through, but he's bringing everybody down! The ace for Militant Esports, and Rio keeps them in the game.
What a spray! And not even traded! I think he got dinged. 140 dink is what he had. But after that is able to kill everyone. Everyone literally. See, these 2 frags are acceptable because both of them are low. But all these players are relatively healthy. And somehow the shaky spray connects. Rio gets the ace. And Militant win a round which they had no business winning.
Jesus. I mean, what did Reckoning even do wrong over here? On paper, they had everything going for them perfectly. Knight Rider's flank was very risky, you know, because it all comes down to timing. And sure, Knight Rider gets 1, but that's not the thing that breaks the camel's back. Oh, goodness. Rio made the previous round also very possible, and now this time, he was the only one who got to the site quickly enough. The rest of his team were not joining him. Yes, I can understand that he's able to take a risk and go into the B side directly, fully expecting it to be clear, because why wouldn't it be? They've committed a whole lockdown for the fake, so it is natural to assume that the B side would be clear. But if for some reason if it wasn't, then the spike would be down in the B side, irrecoverable for Militant Esports. So that was a massive risk. Plus, our went in.
For now though, Reckoning, Deadly 10 is still in that position and he gets taken care of, but Badlove does not expect Koya to be in this position. Oh my god, he just big brained the drone just with his wall. And yes, Cortez has the space, he has been tagged out because of the owl drone, but there's no one to spam through CT. And what is this round? Trist, he is so aggressive out here. If he gets the spike carrier, that would be just amazing. Both the players at the same time, and MLT get that frag. No one is expecting Venka to be so deep in the enemy lines. Finally, though, gets traded. But there's a second player. There's a second layer to it. Knight Rider gets both the frags. And MLT equalize the scoreline.
Dude, Militant are playing so perfectly right now. I admit that the position from Voya was actually quite smart. Nobody would expect a Sage to be ahead of her own barrier orb. And he's able to get this frag fair and square. But then Trist, he wasn't supposed to get checked like that. And because Reckoning Esports have pushed way outside of A main, they assume that the rest of the A also would be somewhat clear, which is exactly what Militant used to sneak in from tree once more. Militant are using Reckoning's own aggression against them, giving them a taste of their own medicine, and Reckoning are flat out broke. They're almost out of money. This is the last of the weaponry that they can afford. Guardians, half shields, whatever else can be purchased with money is going to be invested. But they must get plenty of returns with this. Voya has used this off angle before. Will they check him? No, they don't. They just wide swing instead. They don't even want to offer this fight.
Harsh has the Hunter's Fury. So MLT need to be very careful while trying to flood out through B main. And also the Odin, Deadly, spots the drone, takes care of it and takes care of Venka's head. That's a very, very important frag to find.
Yeah, Venka has been heroic throughout the series. Of course, Rio also now wears a cape because of that ace, which is partially why this match is still going on. But Cortez with that null command can really change things. If he can somehow suppress Harsh, then the Hunter's Fury cannot be used, and he's already playing in such a deep position, nobody can back him up. Most likely, Voya is gonna get shut out from the action because of the smoke. Even a nanoswarm is put down simply so that he can't peek out and help out his teammates who are trapped in there. But this Odin can be a massive problem. The shock darts are thrown inside, but there's no flashes. He's still firing. The fragment finally kills him, but now there's enough time for Reckoning Esports to flood the site, and they've got the man advantage too.
The knife will confirm the presence of most of the players inside too. The Hunter's Fury being invested. Rio won't be able to get anything. Voya on the other hand takes care of Cortez. Again it all falls down to Rio, but this time no more heroics. Reckoning they close the round and find themselves on the match point.
They're not out of the soup yet. They're still in danger. Yes, they have the money, but so do Militant. They had Militant pinned down at one point, you know. At one point, Militant Esports were in the economic trenches, facing everything that Poverty has to offer, but now they are rolling in money and they can once again purchase weapons. The saving grace over here is that Militant have used up most of their big ultimates. So they don't have to worry too much. Reckoning can still probably close out this map, but Militant are well positioned to push us into overtime.
The only impactful ultimate I'd say is available with Venka. Oh, okay. Harsh also has the Hunter's Fury available. Those are two very crucial ultimates.
Ooh, look at this wall. It sets up Deadly with an off angle on top. Will Venka check
about
this?
Mid-bottom? I mean, the flash will force him to leave that angle. And now Venka now won't definitely check the second player, or does he? That's the question. No, he does not. Jib baited in that corner, and Voya gives his teammate the early advantage they needed.
And they can't even trade him out because of the smoke.
And then Deadly's also there. Oh my god, the crossfire is just immaculate. Reckoning, I think they've just done it. They have managed to get the round and the series too.
He pulls out his Hunter's Fury. He thought that he's gonna get rushed. But now backup from Reckoning has also arrived. They're marking every single angle. Deadly holding a very tight angle. Harsh, on the other hand, is playing in a very shallow position, right up on top of the boxes. Militant will have to make contact plays. They can't afford to use utility anymore. And Deadly goes for the jump spot. There goes your surprise. Smoke to clear him away. But that's a fake TP. He tries to make a play. Harsh will be able to follow up. And if someone gets revealed over here, then Rio will be a dead man, but he makes an opening for himself. It's gonna be a mad dash for him towards the A site. He's fully expecting resistance, but Flabin holds his ground. Flabin knows the clock is ticking in his favor. He can easily catch Rio off guard, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Militant Esports giving Reckoning a very tough fight in the last game of their series. But Reckoning survived the storm. And Venka can once again dual wield his sheriffs.
Oh my god. Now tell me, Clips, who is more entertaining? Is it Paradox or is it Flabin?
I mean, this game was entertaining. For sure. There were so many moments where Militant were able to find all these gaps. Not just on Ascent, but even in the previous map of Pearl. they were able to get their lurks into very deep posies, which gave Reckoning quite a difficult time. And I must say that Reckoning weren't prepared for that one, because it happened not once but twice in the same game, in the same half actually. But despite all their heroics, despite all their efforts, Militant Esports will lose 2-0. They will exit the tournament having lost all their series and have only one map win in the bag. Reckoning, on the other hand, are now prepared to face the bigger teams. They're prepared to face Velocity and Revenant. The easy part of their journey is over, and now an arduous journey lies ahead. Their playoff spot, it's still very much in question.
So that's definitely true. And I mean, I'd love to see the follow-up games. Revenant and Team Velocity, please be ready, because this team of Reckoning will not spare you from any of their wrath.
Yeah. We'll discuss about this game in more depth, and we also have an interview on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere.
Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Feeling under pressure.
On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. Now we gon' way up, now we going. On track, now we gon' way up, way up. got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we